The following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic High School football is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, Kemen, Mercy One, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Bows on the Floors. Thank you for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio and Dowling Catholic football.
And good evening and welcome to the Unidome here in Cedar Falls. Mark Hamadale alongside Matt Mandering and John Chido as we get set for the 4A semifinal game between Dowling and the Ankeny Hawks. And gentlemen, a beautiful night and evening here in Cedar Falls. Great day to be traveling on the interstates. Blue skies, perfect conditions, and 4A semifinal football. Matt Mandering, I found your chair. It says property of Dave Marcouley and Matt Mandering. 8 straight years the Maroons been in the Final Four.
You bet. What a feeling. And probably no bigger mountain than what the Maroons have to climb tonight on. You know, this is a pretty big one in front of them tonight.
Yeah, the Ankeny Hawks, tremendous record on the season. They've only lost once. They are 9-1, Dowling 8-1. One team Ankeny lost to was Waukee in week 2. And since that time, they've been on a nice little run of their own and winning 8 straight to get here. Dowling Catholic also played Waukee. The Maroons beat Waukee, and their only loss was to Johnson, who was eliminated in the first round. So, John Chido, both teams get here. It's a CIML, reunion. It's 3 CIML teams. Actually, one just made it to the finals. Southeast Polk, congratulations to Coach Lenovich. They defeated Pleasant Valley 50-10, and the winner of this game between Dowling and Ankeny will play Southeast Polk next Friday night for a state title. But, John, CIML has done very well, and now they're here in the finals.
Yeah, they sure have, and everybody predicted, or at least talked about at the beginning of the season, Southeast Polk being in the mix at the end, Ankeny in the mix at the end, and we were just hoping to be here and have the opportunity to play in this game and get to the next level. It's been a great run, and it's going to be exciting again tonight to watch these 2 CIML teams get after it.
Yeah, no question. But I know our thoughts and prayers are with the faculty at Dowling, the people that knew Tom Barnable, PE teacher at Dowling for many years, 23 years. I had a chance to know him not only at Dowling but also through Grandview. And our thoughts and prayers with his wife Susie and his 2 boys, Dalton and Cole. And the passing of Tom last Saturday, Matt Mandering, one of the most devastating news I've ever received. And our hearts and thoughts are with the Barnable family. Suffered from COVID and was under the doctor's care there, and unfortunately passed away last Saturday. So it's been a tough week at Dowling for the faculty and students, Matt.
Yeah, it's been a tough week, and Susan and the boys. It's our hearts. Everyone at Dowling goes out to them. They're just I heard it best. Someone said, Tom Barnable never had a bad day. That's kind of the quote that stuck with me that I've heard over and over again. And you talk about someone who, over the 6 years that I've been here at Dowling, he always had a positive word, uplifting. You never heard him say anything bad about anybody, and always did just a heck of a job of lifting kids. And those kids that were on the fringe or whatever else, they would have a tough time finding a home. They found a home in his classes. And a devastating weekend.
Yeah, it certainly is. I know we're going to have our halftime guest, Andy Jepson, president of Catholic Football League. Knew Tom not only through Dowling but also through Grandview. They both were on the coaching staff at Grandview, and Coach Jepson is going to be with us and talk more about that at halftime, so folks stay tuned. But, yes, services are pending for Coach Barnable. Right. Hopefully they'll be soon. I know there's an autopsy going on, so that's kind of delayed things. But there will be a recognition tomorrow, right before the Grandview game with Culver Stockton at Williams Stadium. At 11:30, they're going to recognize Coach Barnable and his family. They'll be having all that tomorrow before the noon game. Then following the game, they'll have a drive-by with the family at Williams Stadium, a beautiful thing that Troy Plummer and the folks at Grandview University have set up for the folks at Grandview and for Dowling if you'd like to come out. It's kind of a drive-by there on the south end of Williams Stadium. But, Matt, I just can't imagine what the staff has went through. I know you and Dr. Ryan and the rest of the faculty have pulled everybody together. A lot of prayers are going out, and we want to remember him during this game tonight between Dowling and Ankeny because there's a lot more at stake.
Yeah, there is. And that the PE department is a very close group, and Coach Jack and Coach Tim O'Neill and those guys, they had quite a bond down there with our two new guys in there, Zach Nicholson and Adam Benersveld, and it was a tough day Monday when you get everybody back together and to move through the day. But we had a nice prayer service Monday morning for our staff, and just it set the tone and told some stories, and most of those stories would make you laugh too. That's what's good about it. So.
I don't know how well you knew him, Johnny, but I remember the road trips, and there are road trips when you're in the Hart Conference with Grandview, traveling down to Springfield, and Coach Barr always spoke to me in this way: voice, we got a lot of work to do. Our guys got to get better. Things like that. Mm-hmm. He's always just kind of trying to get the best out of someone. I know he did that in his classroom, in the setting at Dowling. He was also one of the track coaches at Dowling. But, Johnny, somebody like that is just going to be missed. Can you imagine when we were going through, one of our faculty would have passed away? I don't know where we would be. But that's what the kids and the faculty like Matt are going through right now.
Yeah, my kids were very saddened by it and really enjoyed Coach Barnabo. And even Sophie, who's at Iowa State now, mm-hmm. called and really was saddened and is going to miss Coach Barnabo. Really enjoyed him in class. I tell you a funny story. When he became assistant coach at Dowling for football with Matt Dillon, one of the coaches from Dowling came down to Columbus Park to check on the middle school kids, to give a talk to the kids after we were done practicing in the Catholic Football League, and that person was Tom Barnabo. And it was just a neat guy, and the kids really gravitated toward him, and I just remember that most about that moment that I was able to share with him and the kids.
And I was going to say, and then also in our PE staff we have, Coach Nicholas Spike, who's, again, a former student who had Barn, and then to work alongside of him, then it's a different dynamic for somebody like that, someone that you looked up to while you were a student, and then you get a chance to work with him there, and it's a tough road for those guys, and Mark Crouch, who spent a lot of time with him also, mm-hmm. Coach Crouch, and a lot of our other teachers, Lance Shea and Pete Ossie, hunting guys that go out with them and tell stories and around the fire.
And most of the stories were true. I could admit to attest to a few of those, especially after that 2000 state championship game. We were at his bonfire in his backyard. That was quite some memories. And what other story can I say on the radio? One had to do with a road trip to Springfield, Missouri. And, you go down there, that's 6 hours. But Barr was one to keep things light. And I think we came away with the win, and he had a way of celebrating. And mm-hmm. we always celebrated victories. We always try to get better from your losses. And he did that at Grandview and at Dowling. And that's one of the things I'll miss about him. I just saw his wife, Susie, here last month. And our thoughts and prayers with Susie and the boys. And we'll keep them in our prayers. But in our first segment here at the Unidome, Dowling and Ankeny. Oh, what a matchup. Ankeny, they have a lot of guys, and I know Coach Wilson will be coming up next here on Iowa Catholic Radio, but talked about the experience. And, John, we talked about this a little bit earlier this week. Ankeny's got 3-year starters at several positions, starting with the quarterback, tailback, a couple receivers. Then you add a guy to the mix, Arlen Bruce, who's going to the University of Iowa, outstanding triple threat on offense. Tailback, he can even play a little quarterback along with receiver. And he and Brody Breck are going to be teammates at Iowa. Probably one of the reasons he came up here from Olathe, Kansas. But what a dynamic threat and a lot of speed out there. That's what the Dowling defense will be dealing with tonight.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to stop them with this many weapons offensively, but you can slow them down. And the way Dowling can do that is go on long drives of themselves offensively, keep the Ankeny's offense off the field, stay above the chains, don't get behind in those third and long situations, and convert third down, maybe even fourth and short, and keep Ankeny's offense off the field. They can't give up the big plays. Arlen Bruce, you said, if he gets into space, he's very quick, fast, and he's hard to contain. So trying to contain him and Brody Beck on the outside as a receiver is going to be tough to do. And I think Coach Bossum and the staff is going to have things dialed up and be ready to go.
The one thing the Dowling defense will be without will be Carson Kriegshauser. He had that MCL injury, and he's been working in practice, but he's not dressed tonight. He'll be on the sidelines. Hopefully things work out. He could be available next week, but missing your second leading linebacker in Carson Krieghauser is a big task. Adam Townsend will move into his spot, and Adam's a two-way player for Dowling. You'll see him at tailback once in a while, but that's a big blow for the Dowling defense, Matt.
And Krieghauser was really coming into himself. His last couple of games, were his best games of the year, and you could really see him grow in confidence in that position, and just was playing lights out, and it's unfortunate. But there is some, there's a glimmer of hope. You get through tonight, and he does have a chance to come back. And so that's a hole to fill. But the next man up, and Townsend will come in. And talking to the staff this week, they felt pretty confident that they were going to be ready to go.
Yeah, they move Jack Meyer over from will linebacker to rover, and Townsend takes his spot at will linebacker. So that's the defensive injury. On offense, Jackson Smolik gets the reins tonight at quarterback. He'll be flying solo. Jake Stangraber not available. So Jackson, the sophomore, will get the start. And, he's going to face a very tough Ankeny defense who only gives up about 9 points a game. And, John, that'll be tough for the young man, but he's got a lot of experience, a lot of time this year, as he shared with Jake Stangraber. Smolik's going to get the reins tonight.
Yeah, it's going to have to make good decisions, take care of the football, live to play another down. You get in those your first, second down, instead of trying to force something in there, throw the ball away and live to play a third down or a fourth down. Don't take the team off the field and not being able to get some points. And I think Jackson's gained that experience over the games and throughout the year that he has come in his own, and with the leadership of Jake Steingraber was tremendous, has helped that, and I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, I think just one point on that. I think for Smolik, it's don't do things you can't do.
Yes.
Don't play, like you said, just play within yourself, and don't try to make the great play. Just make all the plays really good.
Because you got 5 guys up front.
Yeah,
I'll call it 6 with Lynch and Sanders at tight end. 5 guys up front that'll protect you pretty well,
yes.
And they'll start running the football, and I think you're going to be counting on that offensive line. Gavin, Varelli, Olson, Carey, and Claypool will help Smolik settle in. And as Matt mentioned, you can't have him do too much.
No, and that's why you got all those other guys around you, and that offensive line is going to be tuned in, and they're going to have to move the ball inside the tackles. I don't think Dowling's going to be able to get the edge with Ankeny's speed on the outside, but they can run point of attack and do some different movements up front to get them off balance and have numbers inside for their offensive line to be able to move the ball in between the tackles.
Well, Louis Brooks is available tonight. He'll be starting at one flanker for Dowling along with Mac Anderson. We'll see Carson Brown and Koa Thompson, the 4 receivers. They might get a lot of action tonight. Zach Swager will start at tailback. Cam Middleton will back him up. Blake Anderson we'll see in there also, and maybe Townsend. So everybody's on board. And I remember, was it 4 or 5 years ago, Johnny? We had 2 quarterbacks in the year. One of them blew out his knee in this game. J.T. Brown, unfortunately, went down. And the next guy in, who was sharing it, took us to a state title.
Yes, Kurt Walding,
Kurt Walding, thank you.
Yeah.
I knew you'd help me out with the name.
He ended up at Arizona, didn't he?
Yeah, Arizona State.
Arizona
There's 2 heck of quarterbacks there, and I see a lot of similarities.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a break here in the pregame show. Coming up next, we're going to catch up with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic. He'll preview tonight's game, kind of recap the week that wasn't. The Dowling Valley game. It didn't happen, and Dowling gets the automatic advancement to the semifinals. We'll talk with Coach Wilson about that. When we return from the Unidome in Cedar Falls, it's Dowling and Ankeny pregame here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio and Dowling Catholic Sports is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic. With 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling graduate, and Dr. Craig Harper, the Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at 60th and Ashworth in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610 or online, ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
CPCustomHomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
And welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. The state semifinals tonight in Class 4A. It's Dowling taking on Ankeny for the first time these two teams meet this year. And this is Mark Amadeo, joined by head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic. Coach, it's good to see you. I know we've had a few weeks off again this year, and best of luck tonight against Ankeny.
I appreciate it. It's certainly been strange, but here we are back at the Dome, and it's something that we certainly strive to do each and every year, and happy to be back.
Well, Coach, you look back at last week. Dowling Valley was supposed to be played in the quarterfinals at Drake Stadium. That didn't happen, and obviously now you've got another 2-week stretch where you don't play. And talk about the week off. Talk about the decision, what happened with the Valley the game not being played, and you getting to advance. That was an interesting several hours there on Thursday afternoon.
It was very strange, and I'm walking out to practice, and I get a call from Brad Rose, the AD, and I text him, and I said, I'm busy, I'm going to practice, and he said, well, it's kind of important. So I ended up calling him, and he told me the news, and which was unfortunate, and I thought, well, here we go, I got to talk to these kids, and obviously we were very much looking forward to play, as I'm sure they were, and so I pulled the kids in and told them, and it was just kind of a stunning silence. And I just said, well, we're going to practice like we usually do on Thursday, and I'll let you know what's going to happen from there. So it was tough. I obviously, with our experience in canceling things in the summer, certainly felt bad for Valley and their coaches and the community, and because that's a tough pill to swallow. And then we just basically set our sights on the next ball game after that, and Ankeny ends up beating Waukee, and we knew who our opponent was going to be Friday night. So it was all systems go over the weekend.
And that was the good news. Obviously, for you, it's like, well, you got another week off, which last week ended up being, but you didn't prepare that way. This is the second or third time this happened this year. So as a coach, you're used to a routine. You always have an opponent at the end of the horizon. And several times this year that hasn't happened.
You're right, but in 2020 all bets are off. We had the Roosevelt game that gave us a bye week, and then we get a bye week the first round of the playoffs, and then lo and behold the quarterfinals. But our kids have rolled through it pretty well, and we've been able to continue to try to get better, and obviously we needed to, and the kids have. They've done a pretty good job with it, and here we are.
Well, going back to the Waterloo West game, a game that you won 38-12 at Drake Stadium. That was your last game a few weeks ago. It was a great win. You move on, but it came at a loss, and that was your linebacker. Kriegshauser's out. Carson suffered an injury, probably a season-ending injury with the MCL, and now you're down a linebacker who second on the team in tackles, had another interception during that West game, but then goes out with the knee injury, and you have now an extra week to prepare with another linebacker.
Yeah, Kriegs he's had a very good year, and that was a tough pill to swallow. And he tried to come back some this week, and he's not quite ready. And so it's our job to try to get him another week, and he's working at it. I'll give him that. And Coach Lark doesn't usually say too much, but he has said that Kriegs is doing all he can to try to get back and get that injury healed up, and if he keeps attacking it like that, hopefully he would get another chance.
Well, Coach, in the win over West Waterloo, obviously that's a team we haven't faced since, I think, 1976, and talk about that. So recap that game. I know it was a couple weeks ago, the best you can, but recap that game. It was a physical game at times, but talk about the positives and negatives for the Maroons.
Well, we felt like going in that we could control the line of scrimmage, and I felt like we did. I mean, Cam had a big night running the football. Obviously, weather wasn't conducive to really throwing it all over the place with the wind, but I thought offensively we did some very good things. Defensively, they certainly have some weapons there. I think their quarterback does a nice job. They had a wide receiver that we thought was pretty good, and he showed that a couple of times throughout the course of the night. But at the end, I think our strength in numbers certainly help us in a ball game like that, with our kids playing one way and getting stronger as we go, as opposed to them getting more fatigued because they had more two-way players.
Visiting with head coach Tom Wilson before tonight's Class 4A semifinal round game between Dowling and Ankeny here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. This is Mark Amadale, and I'll come back and talk with Coach Wilson about tonight's opponent, the Ankeny Hawks, here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Would you consider a $30 a month donation? Your support keeps Iowa Catholic Radio on the air, connecting people to Christ.
Support Catholic media. What an incredible gift Catholic media is. Support any kind of Christian outreach that's getting the word out, because it's a contrast to the negative message which is often being promoted, especially as regards issues of human dignity.
You can give securely online at iowacatholicradio.com, the Iowa Catholic Radio app, or call 515-223-1150.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Chemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Chemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Chemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Chemin, using science to transform the world. Online at chemin.com.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale. Now, continue my conversation with head coach Tom Wilson as Dowling takes on Ankeny. And, Coach, last year you saw Ankeny twice. This year we haven't seen them at all, but they made the Final Four, and so did the Maroons. Should be a great matchup. Talk about this game. Ankeny's got, I think, one of the most veteran teams around. A lot of these seniors were starters and sophomores, as you and I remember, and some of them have a lot of experience, I would say. Maybe not so much in their offense and defensive lines, but certainly their skill positions. Your thoughts on the Hawks?
A very talented team. Coach Rick Nelson, longtime UNI offensive line coach. One of the things that he and I always share is one of his main mentors in his life and career is Don Arusha, and Coach Arusha has meant the world to me as well. And I still talk to Coach Arusha, as does Coach Nelson, and so we always swap Coach Arusha stories. But he does a great job. They've done a terrific job with that program. You're right. A lot of these kids that we're facing tonight, I faced when they were sophomores. And, Brody Breck going to the University of Iowa, terrific player. Bauer, their quarterback, is another terrific player. I know college is thinking an awful lot of him. And then, Arlen Bruce, who became eligible later in the year, also going to the University of Iowa. They have plenty of weapons. And Kadolf, their running back, been in and out of the lineup some, but only a junior. He's a terrific player as well. So they give us a big challenge. And like I said, a team with very few weaknesses and a veteran lineup.
Well, they certainly are, and you go back to last year, you faced them twice, and you won both times during the regular season, Week 5 up at Ankeny, 24-14, and then beat them at Williams Stadium in the playoffs, 42-14. You can throw all that out because it's a whole different team, and both teams have changed. Your thoughts on some of the matchups tonight with Ankeny, Coach? I know it's going to be a series by series, but talk about what the Maroons can expect when they go against the Ankeny defense.
Well, the Ankeny defense is a lot of movement, a lot of blitzing. Brecken Manis he's a 3-year starter, and their leading tackler, I believe, does a terrific job. They got a defensive end that we feel like is a handful. Do a great job disguising their coverages. Very physical. We're hoping that we can create some angles and get some mismatches and move some people around in order to be able to run the football. And obviously we're going to have to be able to throw. We feel like we've got some of our strengths are really within our wide receivers and our tight end, and we've got to somehow get them implemented in the game plan.
And, of course, the Dowling defense going against this very talented Ankeny offense, especially their skills. You mentioned 3 of them there, but offensive line have 1 returning starter, and that's the Espino kid, number 67, their right guard. Talk about the matchup with Dowling's defense against Ankeny's offense.
It's a handful, and Breck, we double covered him all the time last year. We felt that we could hang in the running game. Well, Kadolf's a year older, and Arlen Bruce is now at Ankeny, and that makes that a whole lot of difference. And number 7 Summers, I think is a really good player too, and I think sometimes he gets lost in the shuffle just because of the kids that are higher profile, but he could play for anybody in this area, and he's also a dangerous player. So it's going to be hopefully a chess match, and we can hang in. And you mentioned their offensive line. With the lack of people returning, that's really Coach Nelson's specialty, and he's certainly brought those guys along. And when you've got somebody like Bruce back there carrying the ball, you don't have to hold those blocks very long. And we have to try to minimize the big play. And they're going to get some. They're going to get yards. They're too explosive not to. We just have to create some opportunities for us and make things more difficult for them.
Coach, I think seeing 3 out of the 4 CIML teams in the Class 4A semifinals is a testament to football around here. And you almost have a playoff game every Friday night or whenever you play. And certainly with Southeast Polk in the other bracket and Dowling and Ankeny going at it, 3 of the final 4 are from Central Iowa. And that is just amazing. We couldn't say that 15, 20 years ago, but you can now. That's a testament to coaches like you and coaches like Rick Nelson at Ankeny and Coach Lenovich over at Southeast Polk.
Well, you're right. And there's a lot of talent around here. And, Waukee is a really good football team, and they just happened to run into Ankeny in the quarterfinals. Valley was much improved, and Urbandale had a terrific year as well, and we lost to Johnston. So there's obviously some really, really good teams in this area that you have to play, typically week in and week out, and I think it gets the rest of us ready for times like this.
Coach, thanks for visiting with us here in the pregame as you have all season. We look forward to tonight's game. Best of luck to you and your coaching staff and your players, and we'll talk to you down the road.
All right, thank you.
Coach Tom Wilson has been my guest here on the pregame show. From the Unidome in Cedar Falls, it's Dowling and Ankeny coming up here on Iowa Catholic Radio. I'm Mark Hemadill, as Matt Mandring and John Chado will rejoin the broadcast from the Unidome here in Cedar Falls on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Iowa Catholic Radio, KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel. Listen online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com or download the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
And welcome back to the Unidome here in Cedar Falls as Dowling has just taken the field here as we get set for a kickoff here about 6.5 minutes away. Mark Hemadill joined by Matt Mandring here in the press box, John Chido down on the Dowling sideline, and the Ankeny Hawks come out in their all gold uniforms with white helmets. Dowling in their all white uniforms and white helmets, kind of like the old Thursday night football NFL games. They all just wear one color each.
Yeah. I tell you what, there's no greater feeling when that garage door starts to go up and you hear some Metallica and you're running out onto the field. That gets the blood going down there. When that garage door starts going up, you know it's game time.
No question about it. John Chido's on the Dowling sideline, which is the far sideline here. And, Johnny, give us an update over there.
Well, you wouldn't think that's a limited attendance because it's really loud in here, and you couldn't tell that there's only 2,400 people total. So that's a great thing, and it's a good thing for the kids in this environment.
Yeah, we're going to have some special pregame ceremonies, so let's try to get some of this out of the way here early. I want to thank our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. They include Bozen DeFlores, Ashworth Vision, Construct Professionals, along with Dental Associates. Our thanks to Kemen, Mercy One, and Skeffington's. And we want to thank our studio producers all season long. Jeff Piggott here tonight, and we appreciate having Jeff and all the guys behind the mics as our final, hopefully, 2 games here on Iowa Catholic Radio this season. And both teams are on the field right now. So we're going to take a break and come back. We'll have a word from Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School. And we'll also have our pregame prayer with Father Ryan Andrew. All coming up. It's Dowling and Ankeny. The 4A semifinal, the winner takes on Southeast Polk next Friday night in the 4A championship game. Southeast Polk a 50-10 winner over Pleasant Valley in the earlier game. And we'll return to the Unidome after these messages here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School. Welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School football. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting football, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons!
Hello, my name is Father Ryan Andrew, and I'm the chaplain at Dowling Catholic High School. Let us pray for the coaches, players, and trainers tonight for this athletic competition. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask you to bless all those involved in this athletic competition tonight. We ask that you keep them safe and that they all show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. All holy men and women, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
And we're back here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Mark Ebedale, Matt Maindring, John Scheidel as pregame festivities going on before tonight's game between Ankeny and Dowling Catholic. Let's take a look at the starters for Dowling. On the offensive line, the left tackle will be Sam Gavin tonight, a senior, along with Dominic Varelli, a senior left guard. Jake Olson will be the center. And we'll take a break and come back with the kickoff here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for sponsoring Dowling Catholic High School football. In business since 1951, Skeffington's Formal Wear offers quality service, style, and selection, providing tuxedos, suits, and casual groom attire for weddings, proms, and any other special occasion. Skeffington's Formal Wear, with convenient locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Davenport, Coralville, and Ankeny. All locations are family-owned and operated by members in their respective communities, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
And our national anthem being performed tonight here on Iowa Catholic Radio as we get set for Dowling and Ankeny. Alongside Matt Maindring, Mark Embedale, and Matt, all the pregame festivities apparently are over. The teams are out on the field. They're going to their respective benches right now. And what a matchup, trying to get back to the indoor environment. And Dowling's been up here for 8 straight years. They've won 33 in a row in the postseason. The Hawks of Ankeny haven't been up here since their title back in 2012, and that was the last year Ankeny was one school. Now they're split into Centennial and Ankeny High, and this is their first year back. So a lot to get used to, but it's indoor football in the middle of almost winter here in Iowa.
Yeah, it's quite an environment, and it is a little odd to look out here and see everybody spread out here at the dome, and you see and masks on, everything else. It's what a difference a year makes.
Yes, it is.
But and again, the thing we have to keep reminding ourselves is we're just fortunate to play, because there's a lot of kids that aren't getting this opportunity, and we're able to play, and the teams have earned to be here today, and these are 2 good football teams.
A couple of captains out there right now. Quarterback Jace Bauer of Ankeny, wearing number 8. And Dowling's Andrew Lynch, the tight end, number 89. They're both out there for the pregame coin toss. And Ankeny will receive. Dowling deferred to the second half, so we're going to see the Ankeny offense on the field first. So this will be quite interesting. Let's bring in John Scheidel, and you're going to see all that speed that Ankeny has. And John, not only on the opening kick, just besides the opening kickoff, but also on their first offensive series.
Yeah, I would imagine that Ankeny's going to try to get Arlen Bruce involved early in the ball game to settle those nerves and get him in space. What some of those easy swing passes, something like that, because he has been playing running back a lot in the last couple of games for Ankeny. So with Ankeny getting the ball first, I would expect them right away trying to get Arlen Bruce with his hands on the football.
No question. Now, Ankeny's a little banged up also. Johnny kind of alluded to it. Arlen Bruce has been playing a little tailback because their starting tailback, who's a good one, Colin Kadolf, 5'10 junior, has 14 touchdowns this year. He's a little nicked up. He got nicked up during the Waukee game. And their starting tight end, Wes Folk, outstanding baseball player, going to play baseball at Iowa, is also dinged up. Now, they will play a little bit. At least they'll start. We'll see how far they go. But that's why Bruce has been kind of playing all over, Matt. And what an excitement. If you're an Iowa fan, which I am, Arlen Bruce and Brody Breck, you got to love it. But tonight?
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
Diego Leon will kick off for Dowling Catholic, and back deep for Ankeny is Cade Summers. He stands between the 10-yard line markers, and a little squib kick, and it takes a hop, and it's going to be fielded by Ankeny at the 20-yard line. They go down the right side, and finally driven down is the Hawks up back that time, Brody Breck, who was on special teams.
Tackle by Austin Klein out there, nice solid tackle for him, and gets the blood flowing right away. And this is going to be interesting to see how this Dowling defense looks at stopping all of the weapons that Ankeny has in front of them. And
there are weapons.
There are weapons.
A lot of weapons. Jace Bauer is the quarterback. Colin Kadolf is the tailback. They'll go with a 3-receiver set. Number 7 is Cade Summers, Brody Breck, number 11, and Arlen Bruce, number 14. The tight end is Wes Folk. And here's Bauer. Hand off to Kadolf up the middle. He turns the corner, trying to get outside, and does. He's got the first down as the line of scrimmage was right at the Ankeny 29. He got out of bounds right at the 40-yard line for a gain of 11.
Hole opened up there on the right side, a little power play inside, and they managed to create quite a hole there. It was kind of odd. Everyone kind of settled down and almost stopped in the middle of that play. It was kind of weird, and kept going. Nice run there and a good start for Ankeny.
All right, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Bauer back to throw, and now penalty flags down, and we'll hear the referee, I think, for the first time tonight. We have to try to pick up his mic.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 12.
And they get number 12, Brady McCullough, who was a receiver in that set. Cade Summers, Brody Breck, Arlen Bruce, the 3 starting receivers. Ben Allman and Brady McCullough will mix in there, along with the tight end Braden Simonson. So it backs him up 5 yards back to the Ankeny 35. And Bauer back to throw, now being chased from the right side. He's going to run with it. Downfield he goes. He lunges his way across the 45 up near the 47-yard line. So he gets about 12 yards back. And it'll bring up second down and about 3.
Adam Townsend on the stop for the Maroons. Chase, he can run the football, and Jace has 96 carries, 604 yards on the year.
Yes, he can.
He's a threat. As if they don't have enough. Yeah.
3 receivers to the right, and the tight end on the left side for Ankeny. Bauer, and the give is the tailback, and that's Kadolf, and he's swallowed under. Colin Kadolf, 5'10 junior. Scored 14 touchdowns, 807 yards, and gets none there. So it'll bring up 3rd and long for Ankeny from their own 46, a loss of 1.
Outstanding play by Chase Patton right there. He blew up his offensive lineman and was able to throw him into the running back and was able to get a hand on him and trip him up.
All right, here's the snap, and I don't think Bauer was expecting it.
No.
I think the center was a snap count ahead of everybody else. Bauer's tackled in the backfield, and it'll bring up 4th and 3 for Ankeny from their own 46.
2 mental errors on that series after the first down for Ankeny. They had the false start, which puts them back behind the chains, and then the early snap, and sets the tone for the Maroons here to get something going on offense.
Now, Ankeny's punter is also their backup quarterback. Colin Riggs, a 5'10", 175-pound senior wearing number 2. He averages 32 yards. Here's a snap. Bounce snap, but Bauer picks it up. Riggs picks it up, and now back for Dowling is Louis Brooks, and he didn't fair catch it. He caught it right at the 22-yard line. That's where the Maroons will start their offense. 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. Let's go down to John Chido on the Dowling sideline here, Matt. Johnny, take it away.
the unexpected snap and the nice play by Chase Patton stopped that drive for Ankeny. As you saw, Chase Bauer, if he gets space and can get outside that pocket, that's going to hurt Dowling defense with the speed. And fortunately enough, that Dowling had a great stop by Chase Patton.
It certainly is. And now first down, Dowling from their own 22-yard line. Dowling going left to right. They're in their all-white uniforms. Smolik is the quarterback. The give is to the tailback. And the first carry of the ball game is the senior, Zach Squager, and he knifes his way over right guard and bulls his way up to the 26, a gain of 4.
Nice, strong run, and that's going to be the key for the Maroons tonight. Can Schwager, can Cam Middleton churn out these 4 yards? That's what they want every time, 4, 4, and 4.
You can't be second and third and long with this type of team. And now Lynch goes in motion left to right, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And Swager in the backfield, they give us to him, and he's fighting off tackles, and he gets up near the 28-yard line, a gain of 2, and it'll bring up third down for Dowling.
Strong run there. It hit a little bit of a crease early, and the line was pushing, and Zach made everything he could out of that, and it creates a 3rd and 4. So it's a manageable position, but this is going to be about ball control for the Maroons.
Cam Middleton checks in. Swager checks out. Now the Maroons now having late personnel.
Checks back in for the fullback position.
Yes, he will. So Jackson Smolik is the quarterback. He'll go the distance tonight. Here's the snap. The sophomore hands it off to Cam Middleton, trying to turn the corner left side. Bowling his way, and he'll be tackled shy of the first down right at the 31-yard line. He needed 4, got 3.
Yeah, nice run. He let the play develop in front of him and got behind the one blocker and just got a little bit ahead of it. And it's a little bit of that early energy going. And so the 3 and out for the Maroons.
Mentioned Dowling's offensive line. We talked about Sam Gavin and Dominic Varelli, the left tackle and guard. The center, Jake Olson, the senior captain. Gabe Carey, the right guard. Finn Claypool, the right tackle. And Andrew Lynch and Caden Sanders, the tight ends. And now Dowling forced to punt. Calvert in to punt for Dowling. Good snap. The left-footed kicker gets it away, averaging 32 points. And Jake's been used to punting in here. Bounces inside the Hawk 20, inside the 15, and it'll be down at the 10-yard line as Brody Breck let it go. And it'll be 1st and 10, Ankeny from their own 10-yard line. How about that by Calvert?
What a punt by Calvert. He hit that thing perfect, got the spiral out of it, and you can see the nose, and just an outstanding punt and got a good kick, and Maroons cover, and away we go.
They're going to spot it down at the 9-yard line. 8:06 remaining here in the first quarter. No score, Dowling and Ankeny, as both teams have had 1 offensive possession. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That is where John Chido is at. Johnny?
Well, kind of a little chess match going on, with the Dowling offense. And we kind of expected that. And Coach Wilson has the script that he's going to go off of, and it will vary a little bit from there. And kind of seeing how Ankeny lines up and how they adapt to any switches and anything like that. And so I would imagine the next series is going to be a little bit more aggressive. There was all runs right there, and the holes were there. It's just like Coach mentioned earlier in the broadcast, you have to be a little bit more patient if you're running back.
And Ankeny will start after a 60-yard punt by Dowling's Jake Calvert. Came in averaging 32, and he doubled his chances there with that tremendous punt. And Brecht, the senior, the 3-year starter, lets it go, and he, opportunity to fair catch it, and let's see how much dividend that'll pay for the Dowling defense, who will take the field here momentarily.
Special teams, you get down to these last 2 games, and it's special teams and penalties, and if you can minimize your penalties and maximize your special teams, that and you look at the wins that Dowling has had down here over the last couple of years. The margin of error has not been very much, so it comes down to those things.
So little things. We want to thank tonight's sponsors here on Iowa Catholic Radio. That includes Dental Associates, Construction Professionals, and Ashworth Vision Center. Our thanks also to Skeffington's Formal Wear, Mercy One, and Kemen. And, of course, our Red Zone sponsor is Bozen's. Bozen's makes the moment mean more. Say more with Bozen, 515-244-ROSE. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring here in the press box here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. And John Chido on the Dowling sideline. 1st and 10, Ankeny. Bauer, toss play, left side, and that is Kadolf. And he slips as he crosses the 10-yard line as he tried to get outside the left tackle, and Kadolf is brought down. He brings himself down after trying to make a cut.
Yeah, good play there, good rally to the football. Max Derry and Townsend get over there and get the stop. And, it's all about reading the keys for this defense right now. They've got the things that they're looking for on the offensive side, and can they read them? Can they stay home and flow to the football?
All right, 2nd down for the Hawks. Here's Bauer. at his own 12-yard line, being chased in the backfield, now being sacked in the backfield, back at the 5-yard line. The Maroons got him, and that's it was Pettis back there.
I think it was Pearson.
And Pearson, both were around him. And
yep. Pettis disrupted his movement back there, and Pearson finished it off.
Offensive line for Ankeny. Let's introduce them. Justice Miller, the left tackle, a senior. Logan Curtis, number 64, a senior. Tyler Campbell, a senior center. The veteran is the right guard, number 67, Antonio Espino, the junior. And Joe Kingston, number 74, right tackle, a sophomore. And now here's Bauer. Little misdirection in the backfield. He's going to be sacked again. No gain in the play. They'll spot forward progress to the 5. And everything going wrong deep in their own territory. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Hawks of Ankeny.
And this is where the special teams part of it plays off. When your defense can do that, Jalen Pettis disrupted, got to Bauer right away, didn't get the tackle, but forced the play. And now look what that 60-yard punt could do for the Maroons as Louis standing on the Ankeny 45.
Oh, the field position was flipped, and you can thank Jake Calvert, the Dowling punter, with a 60-yarder to do that. Here's the snap, and Riggs, the punter, gets it away. Colin Riggs. High kick, and it's fielded by Louis Brooks, the 47 of Ankeny. Turns the corner, left side 40, still on his feet, and finally smothered under at about the 38-yard line. In Ankeny territory, that is where Dowling will start. 1st and 10 from the Hawk 38, 6:13 remaining. First quarter, no score. Dowling and Ankeny here in the 4A semifinal of the Iowa High School football playoffs. The winner will meet the Southeast Polk Rams, a 50-10 thrashing of Pleasant Valley in the early game this afternoon.
Yeah.
And let's go down to John Chido for an update. That Dowling defense starting to pin their ears back, Johnny, there.
Yeah, they're getting after Chase Bauer, and when Ankeny's trying to do that misdirection, you don't have a lot of time when you're sending more people than Ankeny can block, and Dowling's doing a great job containing him inside that pocket.
All right, Smolik at quarterback, and Jackson hands it up right at the gut. Cam Middleton's loose. He's in the secondary and finally tripped up at the 22-yard line of Ankeny. That's a 14-yard run for a Dowling first down.
Outstanding blocking on that right side of the football right there, and just opened up a cavern for Cam Middleton to run through, and the linebacking crew from Ankeny was nowhere to be found.
So it's 1st and 10 Dowling. They're going to give Cam a 17-yard run. They'll spot him down at the 21. Here's Smolik back to throw. Lost towards the end zone. It's got a man open. Touchdown! Andrew Lynch, the tight end, running the skinny post, but a penalty flag down.
Penalty on the field. This might be offensive.
And they had a little hand jostling. Let's see if we can pick it up on the replay here. And we'll pick up the official's mic here, Matt and Johnny. Right now it's 6-0 Dowling, and they're walking back. We'll get the call here from our referee.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 89. It's a 15-yard penalty. Replay the down.
So Andrew Lynch, guilty of pass interference. They're going to show the play again, Matt, on the...
Yeah, he extended his arm while the ball was in the air. You could see him extend his arm and just get a little nudge and create that separation that they called the penalty on. They're calling it tight early.
Yep. Caleb Ratchie, the free safety for Ankeny, was in coverage. Now Dowling backed up to the 35, and now here's a handoff to Middleton, and Cam is swallowed up. May have gotten a yard, as the Dowling line of scrimmage was the 36-yard line after the penalty.
They stayed conservative there on first and a bunch, and now it was 1st and 25. Now it's 2nd and 22. Try that thing with Cam, and you get Smolik out here. Big start for him as a sophomore, and now he's got to go make a play.
So it brings up 2nd down, as you mentioned, 2nd and 22. Dowling on the Ankeny 34. Back to throw Smolik. Fires downfield, and he overthrows Koa Thompson. Incomplete on the left side of the formation.
They had a little bit of pressure there from Tamden Webb Tate that Smolik threw a really nice football out there, and the timing was just a little bit off. Otherwise, it was right on the money.
So this will bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 22 for the Maroons. Dowling has to get inside the 12-yard line to get a first down. Maroons will go with 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. The tight end is Lynch on the right side. Ankeny showing blitz. Now they'll rush 6. And now Smolik's going to go down. As he's sacked back at the 40-yard line, he'll lose 6, and Dowling will have to punt it away or go for it here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, in this position, Tamden Webb Tate again to get in there and blitzing, and that's one thing Coach talked about before the game is they are a heavy blitz outfit, and with that offense that they have, they can afford to gamble defensively, and they brought the blitz course on 3rd and 20-some. You can gamble.
Dowling will bring in the punting unit as Brecht back deep for Ankeny. Brody stands inside his 10-yard line. Calvert will stand back at his own 45-yard line. Line of scrimmage is the 40. No score, Dowling and Ankeny on 4th down and 29. And there's a punt by Calvert, angling towards the far sideline inside the 20. Dowling will let it roll, rather Ankeny will let it roll out of bounds right around the 15-yard line. So another fine punt by Calvert. And with 4:15 remaining here in the first quarter, no score, Dowling and Ankeny here on Iowa Catholic Radio. We're going to have a media timeout. We'll take one ourselves with 4:15 remaining here in the first quarter from the Unidome of Cedar Falls. It's Dowling nothing, Ankeny nothing here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, Dental Associates, for underwriting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. With over 40 years' experience, Dental Associates is a group dental practice with the mission of promoting optimum health and well-being to all patients, providing preventative, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry for the entire family. Message underwritten by Dr. Kenton Gleichman, Dr. Steve Karbaka, Dr. Christine Mulcahy, and Dr. Ben Nagel. Dental Associates, addressing your smile, needs, and dreams. Online at DesMoines-DentalAssociates.com.
Amazon Smile is a simple way to support Iowa Catholic Radio. When you are shopping on Amazon, consider shopping through Amazon Smile instead. When you do, you get all the same great deals, and your order will also help support Iowa Catholic Radio. All you need to do is choose Iowa Catholic Radio as your nonprofit to support when you first log in, and Amazon will do the rest. Every Amazon Smile order you make, Amazon will donate to Iowa Catholic Radio. Support Iowa Catholic Radio while you shop at smile.amazon.com. And thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls alongside Matt Maindring. I'm Mark Amadeo. John Chido on the Dowling sideline. No score with 4:15 remaining here in the first quarter. Media timeout. Yeah, they have those because you put this thing on TV and you got to pay for all those media spots. But let's go down to John Chido as the Maroons had a kind of a spark there, Johnny, but that pass interference call wiped out a touchdown for Dowling. Would have been 21 yards to Lynch, but it was wiped out due to the penalty, and the Maroons couldn't recoup.
Yeah, I think Dowling has seen some good matchups offensively. That last one, unfortunately, was an offensive pass interference, but it was a good matchup with Andrew Lynch with his height, one-on-one with Ankeny's defensive back. And a lot of the running game, Cam Middleton was able to run the ball successful up the middle, so there's a lot of good things that came out of that, even though there was no points on the board.
All right, Ankeny with the football from their own 16-yard line, and Arlen Bruce gets the ball on his first carry out of the backfield, and he tries to run right and squirms up to about the 19-yard line.
Yeah, there's that little crossbuck, they come across the quarterback's face there, Arlen Bruce does, to the back side of that play, and that's a staple as they want to try and run that to the tight end side, and got only a couple yards. Not a bad play by the defense.
2nd down, 7 for the Hawks. Line of scrimmage is their own 19, and Bauer back to throw, fires it out, and it's caught by Wes Folk, their tight end from the left side, and he's got the first down, crosses the 25 up near the 27 or 8-yard line, a pickup of 8.
Jack Meyer on the stop for the Maroons and playing the little zone coverage right there, and they were able to slip the tight end underneath him and enough for the first down, and they moved the chains.
1st and 10, Ankeny. Line of scrimmage is their own 27-yard line. They go right to left. Hawks in their all-gold uniforms. They're the home team. And now a quick slant pattern. And it's caught by Cade Summers. And he ran a quick post, and he stopped right at the 49-yard line. Let's see if they're moving up to the 46-yard line. They'll spot it. A 19-yard reception that time. Jace Bauer to Cade Summers.
Those quick hitters are tough to stop, and that slant, they get the timing down on that well. And Summers is like you said earlier, Mark, he's the forgotten guy in this powerful offense.
You can't forget about him, and I don't think the quarterback Bauer did. So it's 1st and 10, Ankeny, and now penalty flags and a procedure call against the Hawks, and that'll back them up 5 yards.
Prior to the snap.
This is
false start. Offense, number 12.
And they call that again on McCullough. That's his second penalty. He's one of the backup receivers, and I know head coach Rick Nelson probably doesn't like that. Mental mistakes kind of will take something out of a drive.
And those receivers are out there right in front of that official that's looking down the line, and they stand out more than anybody when they flinch like that out there.
So we'll bring up 1st and 15 for Ankeny, back on their own 41-yard line. Bauer, an inside handoff, and that is Arlen Bruce with it, trying to get outside, and he is swarmed under right about the 45, 44-yard line, so a gain of about 4 yards, we'll call it, to the 45 of Ankeny.
Really good play there by Adam Townsend, and we talked about, coming in for Kriegshauser, how's he going to play today, and that was an outstanding read and way to get to the alley to get the stop there and limit Bruce on that run.
2nd down, 11, Hawks. As we approach the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter, no score, Dowling and Ankeny from the Unidome in Cedar Falls. The winner plays Southeast Polk next Friday. Now a quarterback draw. Bauer keeps it, and he runs to the right side, gets a couple up near the 48, maybe the 49-yard line. They'll give him 3.
Great play by Jalen Pettis coming from his defensive tackle. When that quarterback does that draw, that defensive tackle runs up the field thinking pass, and as fast as Jalen is, he was able to get back there and get the shoestring tackle and bring Bauer down.
He's the young man, Patton, you're talking about for Dowling. Dowling offense can't block him in practice, so you can imagine what the opponent is. 3 receivers to the left. It's 3rd and 7 for Ankeny. He's setting up the screen. Caught by Bruce, and he's loose. Arlen Bruce, 1st down and more. Inside the 30, inside the 20, still on his feet, and finally gang tackled inside the 15 of Dowling. 1st down, Ankeny, and Arlen Bruce getting loose in space.
The right play called against the right defensive call if you're an Ankeny fan, because the blitz was coming and they threw it into Arlen Bruce, and he had a lot of field to work with. There were 2 guys there from the Maroons that had a chance, but he's elusive.
Yes, he is. 28-yard run. Check that, 38-yard run and a 1st down, Ankeny. And now here is Bauer, inside handoff to Bruce, and he goes from left to right around right end. He gets down at the 10-yard line, a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Hawks.
Starting to see the Ankeny offense get into a little bit of a rhythm here, and with no negative plays. And here's where the Dowling front 4 or the front 8, you really have to get up there and disrupt.
And Ankeny will send 3 receivers out, and you got to pay attention to them. 3 receivers left, tight end on the left, and 1 back in the backfield. Quarterback's Jace Bauer. They go right to left. Bauer looking to his left out of the shotgun, and he's hit and dropped, sacked in the backfield. I think he stumbled over his offensive lineman, and it was finished off there by one of the Dowling defensive linemen.
That front 4 for Dowling is really giving Bauer a run for his money, and that offensive line's having a tough time blocking him. And Russell Pearson was able to get a hand on him, and they're going to let the time run out at the end of the quarter.
So we've come to the end of the first quarter here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Dowling nothing and Ankeny nothing. The winner will play Southeast Polk for the 4A State Championship game next Friday night. We'll be back with the second quarter tonight here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio and Dowling Catholic Sports is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic. With 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling graduate, and Dr. Craig Harper, the Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at 60th and Ashworth in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610 or online, ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
cpcustomhomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
And we're back here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Mark Hamadale alongside Matt Maindring. 3rd down and 11 now for Ankeny. No scores. We start the second quarter. John Chido, a quick word from you as a pretty good defensive play that last play as Bauer was sacked by Russell Pearson. Good pressure by the Dowling defensive line thus far.
Yeah, if our defensive line, especially our ends, don't get too far upfield and they spill everything, and that stops Chase Bauer's feet and allows our linebackers to run free and get there to help with making tackles in the backfield. The screen pass that Ankeny ran was set up real well. Our defense has got to have a position there, and when you get a position with an Arlen Bruce, as quick as he is, he's going to make you pay for it, and that was led to the Ankeny's big game.
Yeah, no question about it. And credit quarterback Jace Bauer of Ankeny for finding him because he was backpone trying to avoid pressure there. All right, here we go. Start of the second quarter, 3rd and 11, Ankeny. Their ball on the Dowling 14-yard line. No score, Dowling and Ankeny. And officials now almost signal ready for play. That guy in the red shirt with the orange sleeve, that's going to hold things up tonight, Matt.
He's a disruptor, that guy is. Thinks just because he's got that orange sleeve, he can just tell everybody what to do, doesn't he?
Well, we're all waiting for him to put that orange sleeve down. All right, here we go. Ankeny now, they go left to right. 2 receivers left, one to the right. Tight end is on the right, and they'll send Arlen Bruce in motion. Here's Bauer back to throw, looking to Bruce. He loses the football, and it's recovered by Dowling.
They're going to call incomplete pass.
Oh, it's recovered by the Maroons. Chase Patton, and they're going to say that was not a fumble. As you mentioned, he was going back to throw. Oh, do we have the Tom Brady tuck rule going?
He was trying the ball. He was adjusting the ball in his hand, and I don't.
Dowling fans do not like that.
Yeah.
And now the field goal unit coming out for Ankeny. This will be a 31-yard field goal by Max Pelham from the right hash. The holder is Colin Riggs, and Cade Summers will be the snapper. Low snap, and Pelham puts it through, and it's 3-0 Ankeny on a 31-yard field goal. And Ankeny leads it 3-0. We'll take a break with 11:50 remaining here in the second quarter. Ankeny 3, Dowling Catholic nothing in the 4A semifinals from the Unidome in Cedar Falls. You're listening at all here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ.
Iowa Catholic Radio is a means by which the Lord feeds my soul. Iowa Catholic Radio provides a buffet of programming that includes education, inspiration, prayer, and worship. It strengthens my soul and lifts me up.
Would you consider a $30 a month donation?
You can give at iowacatholicradio.com through the Iowa Catholic Radio app or call 515-223-1150.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Chemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Chemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Chemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Chemin, using science to transform the world. Online at chemin.com.
And we're back here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls as the Ankeny Hawks now strike first after they had a 9-play, 84-yard drive, stall out with a field goal. Max Pelham, the field goal for Ankeny from 31 yards out, and it's 3-0 Hawks, and they're kicking off right now to Dowling Catholic as Pelham will tee it up from the 40-yard line. Dowling going right to left and back deep for the Maroons is Mac Anderson and Louis Brooks, and they kick it towards the far sideline, and Mac Anderson with it down the far sideline, 30, down to the 40, and he's run out of bounds. Mac kept that ball from going out of bounds. Normally you just let it go out, take the penalty, but Mac Anderson on the return for the Maroons gives Dowling pretty good field position, Matt.
I really think he did the right thing there because I don't think that ball was going to go out of bounds. He's uncertain. Everybody's coming down the field. He makes the right play, and there was a great block down there. I missed who it was on. But I couldn't tell if it was Louis Brooks or not, but sprung him early, and Mac shot down the sideline and showed his speed.
Let's see if Dowling goes tempo here. First down Maroons from their own 43-yard line. Smolik now the give to the tailback. And a short gain that time as Swagger was in there, and he got the carry.
Cade Kildo made the stop there for Ankeny, and quick stop as Schwager didn't have much room to run right there.
Gain of 2. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Maroons as we're underway here in the second quarter. 3-0 Ankeny. Jackson Smolik, he'll go the distance tonight for Dowling at quarterback as Steingraber is unavailable. And an inside handoff to Swagger. And he's hit at the line of scrimmage and bounces back. They're going to give him forward progress to the 44. He'll lose a yard. And it'll bring up 3rd and 9 for Dowling. This is what we talked about, keeping Dowling out of these 3rd and longs, and a tremendous hit that time at the point of attack by the Ankeny Hawks and their linebacker, Tamden Webb-Tate, on the stop.
Yeah, we've called his name a lot already tonight. He is having a great night on defense, and have to get a hat on him.
All right, 3rd and 9 Dowling. Smolik back to throw, looking for Louis Brooks, and it is caught by Louis Brooks at the 20-yard line. He reached up and over the defender, Cooper Cox, and he had safety help there, and a beautiful ball thrown by the sophomore, Jackson Smolik. First down, Dowling.
You got to kind of chuckle a little bit because you could see the hand fighting going down, and I don't think it was any different than what happened in the end zone with Lynch. But, you see the hand fighting going down the field. Louis Brooks, the kid is just blessed with some great hands and great concentration, and he can make something out of nothing. That was a great throw by Smolik, putting it out there.
High-pointed that ball, timed his jump perfect, high-pointed the ball, and it's a first down. Dowling from the Ankeny 20, pistol formation. They got Swagger in at tailback. He's got the first down and more. He may go. Touchdown! Touchdown, Dowling! Zach Swagger right up the gut from 20 yards, and Dowling now takes its first lead, 6-3. Right up the gut, I'll tell you what. Varelli, Olsen, and Carey, the two guards in the center, created a tremendous hole. And I don't know if Ankeny was guarding the edges or not, but nobody up the middle but the safety.
I don't think when you see Zach Swagger in there, you don't think he's this big threat up the middle, and he's going to. But that was a strong, powerful run, wide open. Has to be his longest run of the year.
It might be. 20-yard run, and now the extra point by Diego Leon is good. It was a line drive, low kick, but it cleared the crossbar. Dowling leads 7-3 over Ankeny with 10:04 remaining second quarter. Back to the Unidome in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Hey, we're back here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls alongside Matt Maindring. I'm Mark Amadale. Dowling set to kick off, and the Maroons lead at 7-3. Dowling going on a 4-play, 57-yard drive, capped off by tailback Zach Swagger right up the gut for 20 yards for a Dowling touchdown. And that was all set up by Mac Anderson's kickoff return up to the 43-yard line, and then Louis Brooks, an outstanding reception of 36 yards to set up the touchdown. And now the little squib kick by Dowling, and run out of bounds is Brody Breck. Let's go down to John Chido on the Dowling sideline. Tremendous offensive production there, highlighted by Anderson's kickoff return, Johnny, and Louis Brooks' 36-yard reception.
Yeah, Mac Anderson started off, but the big catch by Louis Brooks after Dowling wasn't able to have success running the football with all that movement that the defensive line that Ankeny is doing up front, and then Dowling caught him moving in the wrong direction, and it was wide open in the middle, and what a run by Zach.
No question about it. So it's 1st and 10, Ankeny. The line of scrimmage is their own 27-yard line. Dowling leading 7-3. And now here is the handoff in the backfield, and that is their tailback back in there, number 32, Colin Kadolf, with the carry, and he is tripped up.
Adam Townsend with a great open field tackle right there to get the stop for the Maroons. And the thing if you aren't paying attention too much there, the defensive lineman consumed the blocks and opened up the alley for Townsend to get to the football. And tonight, that is the key. How clean can Derry and Townsend stay all night there by that front four?
No gain on the play. Bauer back to throw on 2nd and 10. Now being chased in the pocket, wants to run. And they dive for him. He misses the initial tackle, but he dives up to the 35-yard line. He gains 8. And a nice tackle that time by the Dowling linebacker who ran him down finally, and that being Jack Meyer.
And Russell Pearson chasing him down from his defensive line position. And great hustle play by him and keeps us in the third down situation for the Maroons.
So ball's at the 35-yard line of Ankeny. 8-yard run by Bauer, and it's 3rd and 2, Hawks. They go left to right, wearing their all-gold uniforms, white helmets. Dowling, the road team, the 3 seed, wearing their all-white uniforms and white helmets. Back to throw Bauer on the quick slant. The ball is intercepted by the Maroons. Picked off by Dowling, and that's Blake Anderson on the interception at the 48-yard line of Ankeny. That ball was overthrown to the guy for Ankeny, the receiver, going on a little quick hitch. And how about that? Anderson with the interception. And we should mention, we got a lot of Andersons. There's 3 of them out there. Mac and Jake are brothers. This was Blake. And the free safety on the interception.
And you can see it on the replay. The defensive lineman, I couldn't tell which one it was, had his hands in the air, and just enough that Bauer had to change the route of that pass, and it threw it out in front of Summers and opportunistic Anderson there, and the Maroons are in business.
1st and 10, Dowling. The line of scrimmage is the 47-yard line of Ankeny. Smolik at quarterback, fakes the handoff, fires out, caught by Koa Thompson on the reception for Dowling, and he's up to about the Ankeny 40-yard line. Again, a 7. Depends on where they spot it. Maybe 8. They're going to put it at the 39 of Ankeny.
Well, the refs are chasing the football around right now, so we'll
that's
see
no
where
fun.
He spots it. Yeah, right there they used Louis Brooks as a decoy in the backfield and froze everybody as Koa runs over the middle, and a nice ball by Smolik, and put it right between the 1 and the 9 on Koa Thompson, and the Maroons are moving forward.
So it is 2nd down for Dowling, 2nd and 3. As the line of scrimmage is a 39 of Ankeny. Smolik with Middleton in the backfield, fires the ball to the right side. It's caught, and getting away from tacklers is Koa Thompson. He's got the first down inside the 30, down to the Ankeny 28-yard line, a gain of 11.
Quick hitters right there, and a great timing. The timing between Smolik and Thompson right now is really, really good, because that's a timing route on the money, and this keeps that blitzing defense of Ankeny in check. And this is where it freezes them up when you do those quick hitters like that, for being able to throw the football.
Yeah, they were starting to pin their ears back there for a little bit. If you don't have a balance of running and pass, and Ankeny they only allowed 9 points a contest, so it is 1st and 10, Dowling from the Ankeny 28. Andrew Lynch goes in motion. Smolik out of the shotgun, and he gives it to Cam Middleton, right side. Tried to find a little bit of a seam. Carries the ball down to the 25-yard line. He'll gain 3, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
And again, Cam is not going to be someone that's going to dance and shake and bake, and he's the guy that's going to get his hips forward, get upfield, and really punish the tacklers as he's moving forward right there. And and on that play too, another example, he always finishes forward.
So to bring up 2nd down and 7, Dowling will go with 1 receiver to the left of the formation. That is Mac Anderson. 1 receiver to the right, and that's Louis Brooks. Louis gets the handoff on a jet sweep, trying to turn the corner, and he's hit and dropped. Louis was hit right at the line of scrimmage. Great defense that time by the Hawks as they converged on him, led by their free safety, Caleb Ratchey.
Yeah, he's one of their leading tacklers, and he is up, and he's a hitter. And he came up there and brought it to Louis on that play.
And he's another guy for Ankeny going to Iowa, but as a wrestler.
Oh,
Ratchey is outstanding wrestler, and he plays that free safety.
I'm sure those Brands boys will know what to do with a guy like that, huh?
Yeah, start him.
Yeah.
Play him. All right, it is 3rd and 7. Dowling on the Ankeny 25. Smolik, 3 receivers right, 3 left. He's going to keep it. Jackson up the middle, and he's tripped up inside the 20. They're going to spot him down at the 17, and he should have the first down, and does.
He does, and that's one of those things you don't see from Smolik very often. And Coach Wilson's probably wincing a little bit when they see him running out in the field right now, but it's one thing that Smolik hasn't done much this year, and that's an opportune time to do it right there.
Well, believe it or not, Jackson picked up 8 yards and a Dowling first down, moving the chains. 1st and 10, Dowling from the 17 of Ankeny. Dowling leading 7-3 here in the second quarter. 5:35 remaining. Lynch in motion left to right, pistol formation. Swagger is the fullback. Handoff Cam Middleton. He's got some room. Punches it outside. Breaks a tackle to 10, and he's spun down inside the 8, and he's near another Dowling first down.
There's a highlight reel run right there, and you see him put his hand down to get his balance back, And if you're watching this on TV, you got to watch it again because he's going to put his hand down. He gets hit, puts his hand down, bounces back up, keeps his feet, and gets the first down.
Yeah, he staved off a tackle by Ryan Crandall, number 6, their rover for Ankeny. And it's 1st and goal, Dowling. They'll spot him down at the 7, a 10-yard run for Cam Middleton. This is all after the interception by Blake Anderson.
You get an assist there from Coach Meeks. That's good coaching right there, getting Middleton.
No question. We're going to keep it here with 4:51 remaining here in the second quarter. Dowling leading Ankeny 7-3. Dowling the number 3 seed, Ankeny the 2. You know, a guy we haven't heard from much lately because we've been kind of up-tempo. Our guy on the sideline by himself, John Chido. Johnny, get us updated. We've had plays here in this last minute or two.
Well, I really enjoy watching Dowling do different movements. You know, they're really spying Louis Brooks. So when he goes in motion, they're running with the motion. That means they're in man coverage. So they can do a lot of different looks with those crossing patterns, the Koa Thompson, stuff like that, because it's hard to switch when you're running those crossing patterns with man coverage. And then talk about Cam Middleton in that last run. And Matt mentioned it. Coach Meeks does a drill every day in practice. And I know because I got it from him to coach the younger kids, where you have your hand on the ground and you're doing different stuff like that when you lose your balance and just the little things that are done in practice make a big difference, especially in a game like this.
Well, Dowling is hanging right in there with this team of Ankeny's. Right now the Maroons lead at 7-3. They're knocking on the door here. And, Matt, this is a very important drive for Dowling to finish off. The Hawks give up an average of 9 points a season. You have an opportunity to either get points on the board via field goal or punch it in as a touchdown, and that would give this Dowling offense, who's without Steingraber tonight, a chance to have a lot of confidence going into halftime.
Yeah, you get inside the 10-yard line against a team like Ankeny, you need to convert, and it's whether they talk about this at the upper levels sometimes. You know, you got to score touchdowns against this team. This team is a high potent offense. You got to score touchdowns when you get inside the 10-yard line, and so. Here the Maroons are sitting here 1st and goal, and let's see what Coach Wilson has dialed up.
Yeah, Dowling's in the Boson DeFlores red zone. Say more with Boson. Boson makes the moment mean more. 515-244-ROSE. That's 515-244-7673. 1st and goal, Dowling at the 7. Maroons going right to left. And here's the snaps as Smolik out of the shotgun hands it off to Cam Middleton. He just buries his way inside the 5, and the rugby scrum takes him down to the 4-yard line. How about that?
That's a great description right there. Cam Middleton is in the middle of this rugby scrum, and he's not going down. And there's probably about 16 guys there that are trying to move the pile.
Well, the gain was to the 5, and he gained 2 more yards with a little help from those big boys at the offensive line. Varelli, Olsen, Carey. And then the tackles, Claypool and Gavin. So it's 2nd and goal, Dowling from the 3 of Ankeny. I want to thank Ashworth Vision, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates for supporting our broadcast of Dowling Catholic football all season long. Here's the snap. Smolik, handoff to Middleton, goes to the right side, and he's hit and dropped. May have lost a yard back to the 4-yard line as Ankeny converged on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 4 for Dowling Catholic.
3rd and goal, and it looked like a little confusion there. You could see the coaches yelling at the kids and stuff like that. They weren't quite set right, and that play didn't look real smooth from start to finish.
And the tackle by Tamden Webb Tate, we've called his number of times. He's the 5th leading tackler on the team, number 28 for Ankeny. And
this is where you want to kind of keep an eye on Andrew Lynch.
Yeah. So 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Back to throw is Smolik. Looking left, throws left. He finds Lynch. Touchdown! Andrew Lynch! The big kid. Crossing pattern, and Coach Mandrin, you hit the nail on the head. Somebody knew something that we didn't. Touchdown, Dowling.
Well, it's just down at the goal line down here, and he's such a big-framed kid. He's, and those tight ends get lost in the blocking, especially when you've been able to run the football like they have. And he was lined up on the right side, crossed the whole field, did a tight end drag across the middle of the end zone, and Smolik found him.
3:24 remaining here in the second quarter, and Diego Leon, the extra point up and good, gives Dowling a 14-3 lead over Ankeny with 3.5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. We'll be back with more from the Unidome in Cedar Falls. The winner will face the Southeast Polk Rams next Friday night, and back with more here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, Dental Associates, for underwriting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. With over 40 years' experience, Dental Associates is a group dental practice with the mission of promoting optimum health and well-being to all patients, providing preventative, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry for the entire family. Message underwritten by Dr. Kenton Gleichman, Dr. Steve Karbaka, Dr. Christine Mulcahy, and Dr. Ben Nagel. Dental Associates, addressing your smile, needs, and dreams. Online at DesMoines-DentalAssociates.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ.
Iowa Catholic Radio is a safe place to go to get consistent Catholic teaching. With all the conflicting messages and chaos in our world, I can find the truth and where God fits into it all. It reminds me He is always there and will never abandon us.
Would you consider a $30 a month donation?
You can give at iowacatholicradio.com through the Iowa Catholic Radio app or call 515-223-1150.
Hey, we're back here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls as Dowling goes 9 plays, 47 yards, as Blake Anderson interception set up a Dowling drive that capped off with an Andrew Lynch 4-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Jackson Smolik, and Dowling up 14-3 over Ankeny. Let's go down to Dowling's John Chido on the Dowling sideline. Johnny, that offense is moving the ball and keeping ahead of the chains.
And how about that play call by Coach Mannering there from the press box on that touchdown to
Yeah,
Andrew
we
Lynch.
were just talking about that. He said he saw it 2 plays before, John.
What a great call, Coach. That was a great call.
Yeah, well,
How was that set up, Matt? You said it was set up a few plays ago.
Well, it was, right now when they get down by the goal line right there, they were ignoring Andrew Lynch because of running the football, and he's in that line of scrimmage right there and coming out, and on that one, it's so hard to cover that tight end, especially when you have enough time to run him across the whole formation, and he's paired up with a linebacker that's trailing him, and good throw by Smolik.
All right, Diego Leon set to kick off for the 3rd time tonight, and he kicks a squib kick, and they'll let it bounce, and picked up by Ankeny at the 15-yard line, and on the return, turning the corner, is Cade Summers. He's finally brought down right around the 35-yard line. That's where the Hawks will start. 1st and 10, 3:16 remaining. Second quarter, Dowling leading 14-3 here on Iowa Catholic Radio. As looking at the timeouts here, both teams have their allotment of 3 timeouts remaining. Dowling has 2 remaining. The Maroons burned a timeout earlier, and the Hawks the first down at their own 36-yard line.
Caden Sanders makes the tackle on the kick there, and now it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see, Ankeny hasn't been behind too many times this year, and so now it's how do you react, and how do you react in this 3-minute offense here.
All right, first down Ankeny, and Jace Bauer, 6'2", senior, 3-year starter at quarterback for Ankeny. Out of the shotgun, nobody in the backfield. Bauer's going to keep it, and he makes a nice move in the Dowling linebackers, got the first down, crosses midfield, and finally wrestled down at the 42-yard line. Nice run by Bauer. He had empty backfield. Everybody went on their route, all the receivers, and he took off and beat the Dowling linebacker to get an extra 10 yards.
There wasn't anybody in the middle of the field there for the Maroons, and Austin Klein ends up making the stop, but big play for Ankeny. Now they've got their confidence going as they move down the field.
All the way down to the 42-yard line of Dowling. That's a 22-yard run by Bauer, and now inside handoff goes to Kadolf, and
Chase Patton on the stop there. And
check that, Bauer
that
kept
Bauer,
it, and he got a yard up down to the 41-yard line. Now they're going to bring Kadolf in, and they'll have a tailback.
Yeah,
and look how they close that out there. Patton with the tackle.
Yeah, nice play by him and keeping Bruce in check. And I think Johnny said it earlier, the defensive line can't get too far upfield when they're rushing him.
All right, here's Bauer back to throw. He's being flushed from the pocket. Rolls to his left, rolls to his right rather, and throws before he goes out of bounds. The pass is caught. Nice catch that time by Brady McCullough. And then it's dropped, and what are they going to do? Officials converging, and they're going to
call incomplete.
Oh, they're going to converge here.
Yeah, they're going to call incomplete.
So we're going to watch it on the replay here. But I'll tell you what, Bauer jumped right before he went out of bounds.
Yeah.
And then he threw it. And that was kind of a dangerous pass. But McCullough The 6'4", 190-pound junior went up for it, and now we've got a timeout called by Ankeny. So
that's strange because you got an incomplete pass. The clock is stopped.
And we're going to take a break with a minute 59 remaining. It's 14-3. Dowling leading Ankeny here in the 4A semifinal on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio and Dowling Catholic Sports is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic. With 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling graduate, and Dr. Craig Harper, the Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at 60th and Ashworth in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610 or online, ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
cpcustomhomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
Iowa Catholic Radio, KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel. Listen online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com or download the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
And we're back here at the Unidome at Cedar Falls. Bauer back to throw on 3rd and 9, and he's sacked. Sacked in the backfield. The Dowling defensive line got him, but you credit the secondary of the Maroons. They had all the receivers covered. It'll bring up 4th down, 4th and 14 for Ankeny. Line of scrimmage was the Dowling 41-yard line. That was moved back after the sack, back to the 46-yard line.
Jalen Pettis on the stop there. Dowling brought an extra guy and forced Chase Bauer to get up into the pocket. And as Johnny talked about earlier, the defensive line not getting too far upfield. Chase Patton stayed home, got him wrapped up, gets the sack, forces the punt.
All right, Max Pelham, or rather Colin Riggs into punt. He is the backup quarterback. Back deep for Dowling is Louis Brooks, standing right around his 10-yard line. Now, whistle stops play. While we were at break, we were looking at the replay of that incomplete pass, and they got a procedure call against Ankeny. They'll back them up 5 more yards back to their own 49-yard line. But we were looking at that incomplete pass. That was a good call by the officials. He didn't have control once the McCullough came down with that reception. But the Ankeny fans probably disagreed a little bit, but it was the right call.
A little bit, you think?
Well, they're right in front of us.
I know. And it was a good play there by Townsend, and so I think it was Townsend back there to get that.
Here is the punt, and it's a good one as Louis lets it go. Inside the 10, down at the 7-yard line. That's where Dowling will take over 1st and 10 from their own 7-yard line, a 42-yard punt with no return by the Ankeny Hawks. And a good job that time by Ankeny punter Colin Riggs. So Dowling will take over deep in their own territory. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That's across the field from where we're at, and that's where John Chido's been hanging out all night. Johnny?
Well, you guys have been saying it all night. The Dowling defensive line has been playing a heck of a ball game, and they're the ones putting the pressure and making Bauer make quick decisions. And Jalen Pettis did a nice job staying at home, containing. So when he does flush the pocket and try to run up the middle, you have someone there to contain that. And it's just been a great job by the Dowling defensive line.
It certainly has. And the Dowling offense on the field now, and we've got a stop-to-play timeout. Dowling. We'll take a 1-minute break with 1 minute remaining in the first half. Dowling 14, Ankeny 3 here on Iowa Catholic Radio as we bring you coverage of the Class 4A semifinals, the high school playoffs here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Catholic Radio, changing hearts and minds.
I'm Greek Orthodox and I'm moral and I follow all the rules and everything, but I wasn't, say, religious. So I started to listen to your radio station. There was something that happened. I don't know how to explain it.
Would you consider a $30 a month donation?
You can give at iowacatholicradio.com through the Iowa Catholic Radio app or call 515-223-1150.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Chemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Chemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Chemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Chemin, using science to transform the world. Online at chemin.com.
Hey, we're back here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Mark Amadale alongside.
Nothing. You don't have anything.
Mark Amadale alongside Matt Maindring is Dowling with a running play to Zach Swager, and Zach gets out to the 14-yard line, a gain of 6 yards there, Matt.
Yeah, the nice hole there for Zach as he pounded it up the middle and gave the Maroons a 3rd and short.
And now
there we go.
Inside handoff, and Dowling trying to kill the clock here. 8 seconds, and Yankees not going to use their 2 timeouts. So you thought they might force him. That'll do it. Handoff to Swager, and Zach gets up to about the 17-yard line, a gain of 3, and that's how the half will end with the score. Dowling 14, Ankeny 3. Both teams with 1 loss in this season, and I'll tell you what, Dowling's offense got to be happy. A couple of touchdowns in the first half. Zach Swager on a 20-yard run, and Andrew Lynch on a 4-yard reception from quarterback Jackson Smolik. The 2 Dowling touchdowns. For Ankeny, they were led by Max Pelham with a 31-yard field goal.
The Maroons had the opportunity there to just run out the clock because they get the ball to start the second half, and you're deep in your own territory, and you're just going to milk that clock and set yourself up to start the half. But I wonder how many times this year Ankeny's been held to 3 points in the first half.
That's a good point. Let's take a look at our stats. We'll get John Chido involved after I read these off and get these back to Coach Seifert. Dowling leading at halftime 14-3. The Maroons with 135 yards of total offense in the first half. Ankeny with 120. Maroons have 59 yards in the air, 65 for Ankeny in the air. Dowling's rushed the ball for 76 yards, Ankeny for 55. Maroons have been penalized once for 15 yards. Ankeny 3 penalties for 15 yards. Dowling with 7 first downs, Ankeny with 5. Quarterback Jackson Smolik, the sophomore, was 4 out of 5 passing, 59 yards and a touchdown with no interception for the Maroons in the first half. Chase Bauer for Ankeny, 3 out of 6 passing, 65 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception. Leading rusher for Dowling is Cam Middleton, 7 carries, 38 yards. Zach Swager, 7 carries, 37 yards, and a touchdown. Smolik, 2 carries for 1 yard. And Louis Brooks, 1 carry for no yards. For Ankeny, Jace Bauer, 10 carries, 32 yards for the Ankeny quarterback. He is their leading rusher. Colin Cadolf, 4 carries for 13 yards. And Arlen Bruce, 3 carries for 10 yards. For Dowling, the leading receiver is Louis Brooks, 1 catch, 36 yards. Koa Thompson, 2 catches for 19. And Andrew Lynch, the Dowling tight end, 1 catch, 4 yards, and a Dowling touchdown. Arlen Bruce, the leading receiver for Ankeny, 1 catch for 38 yards on that screenplay. Summers, it's Cade Summers, 1 catch for 18 yards for the Hawks. And tight end Wes Folk, 1 catch for 9 yards. So let's look at the numbers in the first half. Dowling with 135 yards of total offense, Ankeny with 120. I want to thank Coach Jarek Seifert for providing the Dowling stats throughout the year. John Chido, you're sitting down. Look at him over there in the Dowling bench. Just sitting
relaxing
down, just kind of taking it all in. 2,400 people here, Johnny. Not a lot of people, but it doesn't seem like it, and I'm sure it doesn't feel like it on the Dowling sideline, which has to be pretty happy here at halftime.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, at the start of the game, the atmosphere just felt the same. Being down here and hearing the crowd and the noise and the echoes, which is so exciting and neat to be a part of. For these kids, it's just amazing.
Well, it certainly is, and of course, with the state tournament, you don't have the interviews that we're not allowed to do, and of course, the Dowling coaching staff. You look they're right in front of the garage door down there on the visitor side, huddling up before they go and meet with the kids who are just inside that garage door. We're going to take a break here at halftime along with Matt Maindring. I'm Mark Amadale, John Chido also along. And the halftime score of the second 4A game, it's Dowling leading Ankeny 14-3. And the earlier game, it was Southeast Polk moving on to the state championship game next week. Southeast Polk defeated Pleasant Valley 50-10. Coming up, we're going to visit with our halftime guests from the CFL. Andy Jepson will join us, and we'll talk more with him after these messages here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
And welcome back to the Unidome here in Cedar Falls alongside Matt Mandring. This is Mark Amadale. John Scheidel also along. We're joined here at halftime by the president of the Catholic Football League, Andy Jepson. And, Coach, thanks for joining us. I know you're going to talk a little bit about the Catholic Football League. We're also going to talk about one of our Dowling Falcon members who passed away this week. A coaching friend of yours over at Grandview University was there when the program started, and that's Coach Tom Barnabo, who passed away last Saturday. And our thoughts and prayers with the family and also the people that were around him. And, Andy, thank you for taking time. I know you came up here with your dad to the Unidome, and I know it's going to be a tough week to get through. I know the funeral plans haven't been made, but I know they're doing something special at Grandview. And, Andy, you knew him as a coach and a friend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you said it well. It's been a tough week for a lot of people in the Dowling community and a lot of people in the Grandview community. And I think, the fact that it's been such a shock and such a difficult week just says a lot about the impact that Barney made, really with everybody that he touched. I mean, he was nothing short of a legend and somebody that made a great positive impact in any group that he was associated with. And oddly enough, I was really kind of just reflecting on the way up here. We Tom and I spent, many Friday nights driving to Saturday Grandview games with Iowa Catholic Radio on the dial and playing through our phones so that we could listen to whoever Dowling was taking on that night, including, some semifinal games and some final games. And those are just treasured memories for me personally. And I know that, everybody's got a great Barney story. And that, again, that says a lot about who he was and the impact that he made in the communities.
Absolutely. Tom was a great – you know what? When I met him in the 90s when he and Coach Dillon took over the program, I knew Tom, knew a little bit about his background, but this is a very humble guy. Yeah. Just one of those quiet guys that just trying to get his point across. He approached that way when he moved on from Dowling. He was our defensive coordinator, 2000 and 2001. Yeah. Won us back-to-back titles, stayed with the program, and then with Coach Mike Woodley starting the program at Grandview, he was one of the first coaches Mike hired. And, Mike said it best when he came back from South Dakota after Barr passed away on Saturday. He said, this guy never had a bad day. And that is just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that as we were talking off air, I think, my personal emotions, and I know that this is the case for a lot of the guys that were around Barn, have really gone from just such a shock to such a deep sadness to now really just kind of a thankfulness and a gratitude for the time that we were able to spend with him and the things that we did learn from him. I mean, like Coach Joe has said a number of times, he truly never had a bad day. There was there was nothing that was ever put in front of him that he didn't address head on, and just kind of one step in front of the other. And there's a lot to be learned from that. I was 28 years old when I first met Barney, and was in the middle of trying to figure out a career. I just had a baby, and now all of a sudden we're going to start to do some coaching over at Grandview and trying to figure out how all that works together. And Barn was just a fan of, it'll be okay. It'll work out. You'll figure it out. And that's kind of how he approached everything that he went about. And he's just an awesome influence.
We think of the students at Dowling that he taught.
Yep.
And then we think of the kids at Grandview who he helped recruit to the campus.
Yep.
And, that's a 4, sometimes 5-year process when you're moving through college. And he had an attachment to all his students, whether it be at college or high school. And, being a track coach, I remember one time when he was there several years with Matt, and Matt got sick, so Matt couldn't do the game. And so I did the coach's interview, and it was Barr. He said, Barr's going to do it. And I said, okay, this ought to be good.
Yeah.
And he said, Voice? Call me Voice. Voice, I'm a little nervous. I said, I'm going to lead you in. I'm not going to ask anything. I'm not going to ask you a trick question or anything like that. And he was just fine.
Yeah.
And I knew he was nervous, but he did it.
Yeah.
And this is a guy who very seldom came out of his comfort zone, but you knew where his comfort zone was, Andy.
Yeah, I mean, part of the way that he approached life is just the fact that he was, you know, I've never been around a guy that was more cut out to do the work that he did, and he had a positive impact on tens of thousands of kids and families. And,
absolutely.
You know, it's so unfortunate that was cut short, you know, far earlier than it ever should have been, but at the end of the day, the guy did a heck of a lot more good and a lot more positive in this world than, you know, the vast majority of people that are, you know, that are walking the planet. So, just proud to have known him, proud to call him a friend, and again, just very thankful for the opportunity to spend as much time with him as I was or we were over at Grandview. And I do know this, and I'll say this. He hadn't coached at Dowling for a number of years, but man, Dowling had a place in that guy's heart. I mean, no doubt about it. You know, whether it was, you know, every time one of his track guys would make a play in a football game that we'd either see or hear over the radio, he'd light up like a Christmas tree and tell you about the kids, you know, brothers and sisters and second cousins and mom and dad and aunts and uncles and everything else that he knew about all these kids. It's just a unique human being, and we're going to miss him. We're going to miss him dearly. So.
Visit with Andy Jepson. He's the president of the Catholic Football League and was a co-coach on the Grandview University football squad. And we're reminiscing about Tom Barnable, the longtime Dowling Catholic PE teacher who very suddenly passed away. He had COVID symptoms, battling that for about 10 days. He passed away at the age of 57 last Saturday. And, of course, he leaves a wife, Susie, and sons Dalton and Cole. Dalton graduated with my son at Grandview back in 2012, and he just had a new grandchild this year.
Sure did.
And that was something very exciting. I saw Susie a few weeks ago, actually last month during the election, and we talked, and very proud of that grandchild. I'm sure he spoke to you about it. I didn't get a chance to talk to him about it, but I'm sure he was very proud of that.
Yeah, both boys are married and living in the Des Moines area, and Cole's got the grandbaby, and you know, everything started and finished with family, and that's, you know, he kind of treated everybody like his extended family, but he was awful proud of the boys, and you know, a marriage of almost 30 years to Susan, and you know, we're going to be fortunate to have them over with us tomorrow at Grandview to pay our respects and honor Coach Barnabo and help, you know, facilitate hopefully a first step of a little bit of healing for everybody involved, and just make sure that they know how important he was to us and how important he was to the community.
Well, there'll be a special tribute, as you alluded to. Grandview is home tomorrow at Williams Stadium. They take on Culver Stockton. Kickoff at 12 o'clock, but at 11:30 they're going to have a tribute to Coach Barr. It'll be a half hour before kickoff, and I'm sure Troy Plummer and the folks at Grandview and Coach Woodley, Joe Woodley now taking over, will have some thoughts. But then afterwards there's going to be they're going to honor Coach Barr with a socially distant drive-by visit to Williams Stadium, and that'll be at the south entrance off Walker Street following the game about 4 o'clock, and that'll be a testament. You have to have police control there because there'll be a lot of cars on University and East 17th Street where it all starts.
Absolutely. So we're looking forward to paying our respects and to honoring Coach Barr, and I know our guys are ready to cut it loose tomorrow and just, you know, play with the same spirit and enthusiasm that he brought to everything and really show out one last time for Coach Barney.
And Andy, I know we talked earlier, we had you on for Catholic Football League. Talk about how that all went. Playoffs are over with, or pads are all checked in.
Yeah.
Recap the season if you could in about a minute.
Yeah, no problem at all. I think the season was it went remarkably well considering the circumstances. I just want to take just a very quick minute to thank a lot of people, starting with, you know, all of the decision makers at Dowling. It would have been very easy this year to just say, you know, this isn't really the time to be focused on youth sports, or certainly not to be bringing youth sports onto the campus every Saturday and every Sunday. And you know, we had a lot of different steps that we had to take and precautions and changes that we made, and the folks at Dowling, you know, Coach Wilson and his staff, Mr. Meendering and his staff, everybody associated with the school was just so gracious to kind of let us find our way through that thing safely. And then, you know, the other thing that I want to call out is just a huge thank you to all of the parents all of the kids. This would have been a year for lots of kids to say, I don't know if this is the right time to do it, but our parents, the parents involved with the league, were super enthusiastic about making sure that the kids had the opportunity to play. They rolled with the punches with all the changes we had to make, and it was a fantastic year. All in, we had another 500 kids that had a great season, and we're already looking forward to next year.
And some of those kids are one of the 89 that are dressing tonight or here tonight in the Dowling sideline in this exciting first half against Ankeny.
Absolutely.
dmcatholicfootball.com, that's the website.
Yep. We'll be back up and looking at 2021 registrations roughly April 1st. And if you've got any questions, you can probably find the answer on the website or always reach out to me or any of our board members, and certainly appreciate the ongoing support.
Andy Jepps has been my guest here at halftime. Coach, thanks for all you do.
You bet.
Thanks for reminiscing about Coach Barnable. He'll never be forgotten, and we look forward to the tribute tomorrow at Williams Stadium.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
you having me.
You bet. Andy Jepps, my guest here at halftime. dmcatholicfootball.com if you want more information about the Catholic Football League. This is Mark Amadale. We're at halftime. Dowling leading 14-3, and we'll be back with the kickoff here in the third quarter on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, Dental Associates, for underwriting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. With over 40 years' experience, Dental Associates is a group dental practice with the mission of promoting optimum health and well-being to all patients, providing preventative, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry for the entire family. Message underwritten by Dr. Kenton Gleichman, Dr. Steve Karbaka, Dr. Christine Mulcahy, and Dr. Ben Nagel. Dental Associates, addressing your smile, needs, and dreams. Online at DesMoines-DentalAssociates.com.
Catholic Radio, changing hearts and minds.
Found your station about a month ago, and I have never turned my station off since I found you. Every time something I take offense to comes up, y'all answer it almost immediately as to make me see through with prayer. Thank you so much for saving me.
Would you consider a $30 a month donation?
You can give at iowacatholicradio.com through the Iowa Catholic Radio app or call 515-223-1150.
And welcome back to the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Mac Anderson on the kickoff return, carries it across the 35, and he's down right about the 38-yard line. The Dowling fans are really cheering this team on. Dowling up 14-3. Let's talk second half adjustments. Matt Maindring, your thoughts before we go down to Johnny.
Well, I think, Ankeny's going to be sitting here looking at how do we get Arlen Bruce into the ball game, because he's pretty much, Dowling was able to take him out.
Yes, they were.
It was a lot of Chase Bauer. And so, it's trying to get that ball into the playmaker's hands, so it'll be interesting to see how Ankeny tries to do that.
And, Johnny, your quick thought about the second half adjustments.
I think Matt's absolutely right. I think Dowling stays the course, controls football, keep that running game going. Ankeny needs to get some big plays and get the ball in Arlen Bruce's hand.
All right, Dowling with a first down from their own 38-yard line, leading 14-3. Handoff, Cam Middleton slips a tackle, backs his way up to the 40-yard line. A gain of 2 on first down will bring up second down and 8. And let's just see what both teams do. You mentioned Arlen Bruce. Defensively, Ankeny is defense been put in some bad spots with some turnovers. The interception that set up the Dowling touchdown, the second Dowling touchdown.
Yeah, turnovers, special teams, and penalties. And Ankeny had a couple penalties there that elongated some drives for them. And Dowling's really it's got to be about ball control. Limit the number of possessions that Ankeny can get in the second half.
All right, Jackson Smolik, he's went the distance tonight at quarterback as Jake Steingraber is unavailable. Pistol formation with Middleton in the backfield. Handoff Middleton right up the gut. They follow the Dowling center, Jake Olson, and the two guards, Dominic Varelli and Gabe Carey, right up the gut for a gain of about 3, maybe 4. Sam Gavin and Finn Claypool, the Dowling tackles. Andrew Lynch, Caden Sanders, the tackles. And the fullback, Cale Gokenauer, along with Zach Swager when he's not carrying the football.
Yeah, right now Dowling is really looking at, it's almost like that rugby scrum right there in that last play. It was just put all the meat behind that offensive line, let them run, and they're doing it.
All right, Middleton again at 4, so it brings up 3rd and 4 Dowling, and now here's Smolik on play action, wants to throw, now being flushed, rushes from the away from one tackle, and dives forward towards midfield. And he's run out of bounds, and let's see where they spot him out. Near a first down.
Yeah, be right at the stick. And so he dove for the first. They're giving it to him.
How about that?
A really good read by Jackson Smolik because he came out here, he got flushed, and he saw the open field on the backside and ran to daylight and was able to convert and make the first down.
4-yard run for Smolik. And I was going to look back at halftime, and I forgot to see what his numbers were. But he didn't have a whole lot of rushing yards, net rushing yards throughout the year. And he's thrown it tonight. That's a second big run he's had for a first down. First down, Dowling from their own 48. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Dowling going right to left. Play action fake. Here's Smolik. Rolls to his right. Has pressure, and he fires incomplete. That was dangerous. A lot of gold shirts of Ankeny right around where he dumped it off, but it's incomplete.
There's where he showed the first time tonight where we saw a little bit of his youth, and you're trying to make plays with the guy hanging on your back. You just got to eat that one. You're up 14-3. That's the one you just want to take that sack, and that's okay at that point.
Yeah, you and Johnny talked about that in the pregame. You know, it's like, hey, so some plays are just you're going to lose, and you just dump it off. And just looking at the numbers for Smolik, 3 carries, -2 yards coming into tonight's game for Jackson, and he's had a heck of a night. And now here's a handoff, Cam Middleton right up the gut on 2nd and 10 from the 48, and he bowls his way up to midfield, a gain of 2. It'll bring up 3rd and 8, Dowling from the 50-yard line.
Ran right into the back of our own guy, it looked like there, and as he ran to that pile, he was running downhill. There's no doubt about it.
Play went over right guard, right tackle. So the Maroons now with a 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 Dowling. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield, and Jackson Smolik, the sophomore quarterback who's thrown for a touchdown tonight. Here's the snap. Smolik steps up in the pocket, now will run with it. He's across the 45 of Ankeny, and he's out of bounds at the 40. First down again. Smolik showing how he can run.
Something. Weren't we in the same situation a year ago down here, or
yes.
Was it 2 years ago with quarterback? You have to help me out here, but just tore up the opponents by running the football. We hadn't seen it much. That was last year, maybe in the championship game.
That might have been Hank Hemrick.
That was Hank Hemrick, and you see it from Smolik right now that everybody, the attention's everywhere else, and he's taking control.
First down, Dowling at the Ankeny 40. Smolik a gain of 10 on that last carry as he had empty backfield. Also, what Bauer did on that one carry, he got 20 yards out of that. And here's a handoff to Middleton, and he's hit and dropped in the backfield. Lost a half yard back to the 41 of Ankeny. They'll bring up 2nd down, and we'll call it a long 10, if you will, maybe 10.5 yards.
And those last couple run plays up the middle, Coach Wilson and the offensive coordinators are looking at how is Ankeny adjusting their front 5. Because they really are running a 5-2 defense, and because they're covering up the nose, and they got 3 guys with a hand on the ground, 1 on each edge, and here they go.
Yeah, now they have a 4-man front. Here's the snap, and handoff Middleton. He's got some room. First down across the 30, down to the Hawk 27-yard line. First down, Dowling. 13-yard run for Cam Middleton.
Now, I think he's got to come out for one play because his helmet came off.
He does. They spot him down at the 26 of Ankeny. Give him a 14-yard run. They tack on an extra yard with the helmet coming off. So he'll go out, and Swagger will go from fullback to tailback.
Great blocking up front right there in that last play. And you can see Dominic Borelli really sealed the hole inside and was able to create the space for Cam as he ran through the middle.
So Cam getting his helmet attended to by Fred Tiernan. You can see him in the video. And it's first down, Dowling. 1st and 10 from the Hawk 26-yard line, and now we've got penalty flag down, delay of game on Dowling as the play clock goes down. I want to thank our supporters tonight and our sponsors here on Iowa Catholic Radio, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Mercy One, and Kemen. Dowling approaching the Bows and the Flores red zone. The 5-yard penalty will set him back to the 31 of Ankeny.
Is that the first penalty tonight on the Maroon offense?
Second one. Yep. Our first half statistics, they had Dowling for 1 penalty in the first half.
Because that's the one thing after, what they haven't marked off the penalty yet. Well, I'll get this right.
I guess the Ankeny's attention. Not one Ankeny fan didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because the ball is still at the 26-yard line and needs to go back to the 31.
And Ankeny, Dowling's just saying it real quiet. We're just going to say it real quiet.
And they finally do move it. They finally move it as the officials get it all reset.
There we go.
So it'll bring up 1st and 15 for Dowling. Maroons lead it 14-3 here in the third quarter. 8:22 remaining. Louis Brooks, slot right. 3 receivers to the left. Empty backfield. Smolik back to throw. He'll keep the football. He'll run it. And he's trying to find a place to go down. He does, inside the 25, down to the Hawk 23-yard line, a gain of 8.
And I don't know if that was a design play or not right there, but one of the things with Dowling, we have one quarterback tonight, and this backup was not much experience. You want to keep it,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Stay safe.
Yeah, and he doesn't know how to slide. That's the problem. He didn't slide there. That keeps everybody off you.
Yeah.
All right, this is a nice long drive. Started back at the Dowling 38 at about 4 minutes ago here, Matt. So a nice drive for Dowling. It's 2nd and 7 from the Maroons from the Hawk 23. A handoff right up the gut. And the ball carrier for Dowling takes it down to about the 21-yard line, a gain of 2. Tough run that time. And that was, I believe, Cam Middleton. It was.
And there's where you see Caleb Rathje come in, and this is what makes that young man so dynamic. Is he's a strong safety, but they play him all over the field. And that time he blitzed off the edge, which they like to do in those run plays, and was able to make the tackle from behind.
All right, the 11th play of this Dowling drive, which started at about 4 minutes ago. It's 3rd and 5 from the Ankeny 21. Smolik at quarterback. Blitz coming. Smolik will have to dump it off, and he's hit and dropped. He gets back. Well, he didn't get quite back to the line of scrimmage. Loses a couple back to the 23-yard line. Will bring up 4th down for Dowling, and I think the field goal unit and Jake Calvert will come in.
Bryce Peterson on the stop there as Ankeny brought pressure and didn't leave Smolik any room to run up into the pocket, and they consumed him there without an opportunity to get rid of the football.
So this will be a 40-yard field goal for Dowling. The holder will be Jake English. He is the backup quarterback. And Jake Calvert, longest field goal of the year was from 30 yards. This will be from 40. And we've got a timeout called by Dowling. So we'll keep it here with 6.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling leading 14-3. Let's bring in John Chido. Dowling's drive, Johnny, started at their own 38-yard line. And here they are at the Ankeny 23. 12 plays, and they've assumed, they've taken
half the play clock.
Half the quarter. They took the opening kickoff, and they still have the football. Isn't this amazing?
And that's exactly what they needed to do. Now they just need to come away with 3 points here. You want 7, but you want at least to get 3 on the board here. That penalty sent them back 5 yards. That kind of hurt a little bit.
Yeah, this will be a 40-yard field goal for Calvert. His longest of the year has been from 30. And, John, as we talked about in the beginning, Jackson Smolik has went the distance tonight. He had to because Steingraber is not available. But in that, he's made some real nice decisions. He got a little uncharacteristic, kind of threw the ball in some traffic, but maybe he was thrown away. But he's made some nice plays, and I think he's picked up 3 third down runs to make it a first down.
Yeah, he did. And when they go that 5-receiver set, it opens up for a quarterback run. We just haven't been a threat to run the football with the quarterback, and Jackson saw the open running lanes, and he's taken advantage of it. I think you mentioned, Mark, I'd like to see him slide there a little bit because you don't want him running up the middle and just, free shots for linebackers there, and he just needs to learn to go down a little bit. But some great plays with his feet.
Yeah, there's one guy I wouldn't want to be hit by, and that's that safety, Rathje, the wrestler going to Division I wrestler playing free safety. I'll stay away from him.
Yeah.
And what an athlete. Ankeny very talented, and Dowling leading 14-3 after the Maroons take a timeout. They have 2 remaining. Ankeny has all 3 of theirs, and when we reset, we're going to have the field goal attempt. 40 yards. The ball will be placed on the right hash. It'll be going right to left in front of us. And let's see who's going to be. I think Varelli will be the snapper. It's either Dominic Varelli or Koa Thompson and Varelli. So, all right, Calvert will attempt the 40-yard field goal. The holder is Jake English. Ball is down. Kick is high enough. It's long enough, and it is no good. Off to the left. Yeah. So the ball will be put as good as a punt. Ball will be put back at the 20-yard line, and the Ankeny offense will take over 1st and 10, but the Maroons grind out almost half the third quarter with their first possession.
That's the advantage in high school football of going for it. You say, well, why, Coach Wilson, you're up 14-3. You take it. The kid hasn't kicked one from that far, but you can gamble in high school football because the ball goes down to the 20-yard line.
Right. So, no matter where you kick it from, it goes to the 20. And the Ankeny's Hawk offense will come out. They go left to right, wearing their all gold uniforms, maroon numbers, and white helmets. Dowling in their all white uniforms with white helmets and maroon numbers. And Ankeny now with 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The handoff is to Arlen Bruce, and that's Bruce with the carry about 2 yards up to the 22-yard line. Will bring up 2nd and 8.
Townsend there able to make the stop for the Maroons. And again, we can't say it enough. That front 4 of Dowling, Pearson, Pettis, Woon, and Pearson, they're keeping Derry and Townsend clean. And what I mean is they can run to the football.
3 carries, 10 yards for Bruce before that last one. And now Bauer back to throw. Flush from the top pocket, wants to run across the 25. He's got the first down across the 30. And he dragged tacklers up to the 35-yard line. First down, Ankeny, and they'll spot him actually at the 36 for a gain of 14.
Looking at the halftime stats, and I'm sure Ankeny is not happy that Chase Bauer is their leading rusher.
No.
10 rushes for 47 yards in the first half, and Arlen Bruce 3 for 10, and Cadolph at 4 for 14, and this is where Chase has been doing it. He's been carrying him with his legs.
Yes, he has, and it'll bring up first and 10 Ankeny from their own 36-yard line. Dowling 14, Ankeny 3 here in the third quarter. Approaching the 5-minute mark. Bauer back to throw. Now flush in the pocket. Will keep it. Running with the football, and he's running towards the near sideline. Finally pushed out of bounds by Adam Townsend at the 47, and that's an 11-yard gain and a first down Hawks.
And again, and Chase is able, that's what makes him such a good quarterback. And again, we talked about, we saw this young man 2 years ago and have watched him develop over the last couple of years. He's an outstanding athlete, smart football player, and right now he's willing his team down the field.
First down, Ankeny. Line of scrimmage, their own 47. They'll move Brody Breck from the left side to the right side. 2 receivers to the left. The give is to Arlen Bruce, and he's got some room and a first down and more across the 40 inside Dowling territory, and finally brought down at the Maroon 34-yard line. A 19-yard run for Arlen Bruce.
In that stretch zone play, he's able to he found the cutback lane and found an opening, and he gets in space, and he is a dynamic runner. Max Derry did a good job of making the open field tackle there and preventing a larger run.
So Bruce gets loose in the open field, and he's got a first down. First and 10, Ankeny, as the line of scrimmage is the Dowling 34. And then the handoff goes once again, Arlen Bruce. He's still on his feet at the 20 as he went reverse field, and he's finally drugged down inside the 10-yard line. Arlen Bruce out of bounds at the 8, a 26-yard run, and he is starting to be featured back in that backfield for the Hawks.
Yeah, he's right there. He made a cutback. He's going to his left, cut back to his right, and he can cover a lot of ground in a little bit of time, and it makes him the threat that he is.
Well, we mentioned Cadolph was injured last week against Waukee in the Ankeny win, and Bruce played a lot of tailback, and Cadolph did start tonight, but now he is providing instant success, and now here is Bauer going to keep it, following the block by Bruce. He's going to be hit and dropped back at the 15-yard line, a loss of 7. Arlen Bruce was blocking for quarterback Chase Bauer, and Jace couldn't turn the corner on the right side, and he ran into 4 Maroons.
Yeah, they marched that football back a little bit towards the end zone, but a great play by Townsend as he came through there and blew that play up and kept Chase in the backfield.
And Townsend's a guy, Adam Townsend, replacing Carson Kriegshauser at linebacker. Kriegshauser out with the MCL injury suffered against West Waterloo. And hopefully, if everything goes, he'll be available next week. But the Maroons got to get there. Back to throw is Bauer. He fires in the end zone. The pass is underthrown, incomplete, and the penalty flag down as the ball was thrown right at the goal line. The intended receiver
was like Brady McCullough.
Was McCullough.
Yeah.
And flags down, and we may see the replay here, and we'll get the officials' call once they get it sorted out. That was a 2nd and 12 play, and now our referee.
Pass interference. Defense, number 7. Half the distance to the goal.
They're going to get Blake Anderson on the pass interference call for Dowling.
In high school football, it's not an automatic first down, so it's still 2nd down, and now you're at the 6-yard line instead of the 12.
So it'll bring up 3rd and
second
goal. No,
2nd down.
Second and goal from the
Replay
6.
the down.
Yep, 2nd and goal from the 6 for Ankeny. And here is Bauer. And now a little misdirection. They give it to the wingback. He's going to go in for the touchdown. That's Brody Breck. Nice play that time by Ankeny. Chase Bauer took the ball, ran to his left, and then here comes Brody Breck, left to right on the reverse, and he goes in for the touchdown, but a penalty flag.
Flag in the end zone.
And we'll see what this is all about. I mean, Breck
after the plays, so
Breck walked in. It looks like it's going to be a touchdown, Ankeny. They're celebrating, and penalty might be against Dowling. We'll pick it up with the referee's call. So the score right now is 14-9. Ankeny with the lead, pending the extra point, and head coach Rick Nelson.
I'm going to get the call here.
Talking with the referee, and we'll get the call here on the mic.
The touchdown is good. Dead ball. Personal foul. Defense, number 25. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
We get Dowling linebacker Will Herman on the penalty. Will, the Bandit linebacker, second leading tackler, guilty of the personal foul. And the touchdown is good, so it's 14-9, pending the extra point here with 3:11 remaining in the third quarter.
That's how quickly Ankeny can get back into the ball game and an impressive drive.
All right, now the extra point is up, and it is good by Max Pelham. So it's 14-10. Dowling with the lead over Ankeny. 3:11 remaining third quarter. Back after this 1 minute break. And you're listening to the Class 4A football playoffs, the semifinals from the Unidome in Cedar Falls on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio and Dowling Catholic Sports is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic. With 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling graduate, and Dr. Craig Harper, the Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at 60th and Ashworth in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610 or online, ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
CPCustomHomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
And welcome back to the Unidome here in Cedar Falls. Things tightening up a bit here in the third quarter. Dowling 14, Ankeny 10, 3:11 remaining. The Hawks go 7 plays, 80 yards following the missed Dowling field goal. And Brody Breck on a 6-yard reverse end around, if you will. Nicely set up by quarterback Jace Bauer as he ran to his left, pitched it to Breck, who was lined up to the left of the formation as a receiver and went around after the toss and basically walked in the end zone. Touchdown, a personal foul by Dowling that was tacked on, and that might affect the kickoff here, which they'll be right about midfield or at the Dowling 45 maybe here.
Yeah, and, Breck was looking to throw the football, and Dowling stayed back in coverage and allowed Breck to run up and score. So, yes, and the penalty, it has a big play on this because you look at Ankeny and you say, well, this would be a good time to maybe onside kick. You can gamble where you're at right now.
Yeah, you certainly can. John Scheidel on the Dowling sideline. Maroons come up empty on their opening drive of the second half, but Ankeny's offense takes it down, and we saw a little bit of Arlen Bruce there in the open field.
Yeah, this is where you miss a Carson Creekhauser with the cutback lanes that Arlen Bruce was able to expose Dowling's defense a little bit, but here goes the onside.
And the ball is going to be kicked out of bounds. And let's see, that'll be should be Dowling football.
And see, I think the ball only comes to the 35, so it's only it's a 10-yard wash, or it's where it goes out of bounds. So
and it looks like it's going to be at 36.
Yep,
So it'll be first down Dowling from their own 36-yard line, as the officials announce that. As the ball went out of bounds, not fielded by either team.
They put it to
41-yard line, excuse me. So it'll be first down Dowling. 3:11 remaining here in the third quarter. Ankeny has scored their first touchdown. Brody Breck on a 6-yard run.
Well, the last time, in the first half when Ankeny went down the field and scored, Dowling answered on the next drive. And that's what this offense needs to do right now.
Well, the second half adjustments are continually underway because both teams only had it once here in the third quarter. This is Dowling second possession. And here's Smolik. Handoff goes to Swager, and Zach is hit and dropped right about the 41-yard line. And they're going to get in progress up to the 42, a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 coming up for Dowling.
Bryce Peterson coming in there and making a play for Ankeny for the Hawks, and he's playing that will linebacker position and came in and made a nice play.
Maroons will take out their fullback and tailback and bring in extra receivers as Mac Anderson in there, along with Carson Brown to the left, 3 receivers to the right, empty backfield for the sophomore quarterback Jackson Smolik. Here's a snap, Smolik, inside pass, quick hitter to the 45-yard line. It's caught by Mac Anderson for a gain of 3.
Yeah, a little quick hitter right there, and a slant. You're hoping to get a pitch and catch and get some yards after catch, but Hawk defense was there to shut it down right away.
All right, Dowling will send 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and that is Andrew Lynch to the far left, the tight end, wide out. Now Louis Brooks goes slot left. Empty backfield. Smolik, 3rd and 6 from the Dowling 45, and now Smolik is going to get hit and dropped as a whistle sounds. Ankeny wrapped him up, and a good job by the Ankeny defense that time, Matt, as they swarmed in on him.
One of the things for a young quarterback like Smolik is he saw some success running the football, and if you watch that play right there, his eyes dropped as the rush came, and he was looking for an exit route instead of keeping his eyes downfield, and so it's a tough play, and he didn't have much time to throw the football.
No, he did not. So it'll bring a 4th down for the Maroons, 4th and 12. Line of scrimmage is the Dowling 39. Jake Calvert into punt from his own 25. The left-footed punt gets it away. Spiral kick, and it'll be fielded by Ankeny, and that is Arlen Bruce from his own 18-yard line. Gets across the 25 up to the 30 and spun down at the 33-yard line. That's where the Hawks will start it. 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. 1:05 remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling hanging on to a 14-10 lead. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring here in the press box at the Unidome at Cedar Falls. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That's where John Chido is back.
Yeah, it's not a good time for the Dowling offense to stall. Ankeny is very explosive, and they can score points in a hurry. And we've seen that. They got a lot of good things going with Arlen Bruce getting them in space. The Dowling's defensive line can't get too far upfield. They got to stop that cutback because that's where Arlen Bruce was very successful that last series.
All right, Dowling showing a 4-man front. Ankeny a first down from their own 33 with 65 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Back to throw as Bauer has time. Launches it downfield. He's got a man opening, and that ball is tipped away, and a penalty flag coming up. Tipped away at the last moment by Dowling, but penalty flag's out, and it's going to be pass interference on the Maroons as the intended receiver was Ankeny's Brody Breck.
Jake Anderson in coverage there, and he was trying to get the timing and watching the hands of when Breck was going to put his hands out to get the football, and he was in that trail position, and especially in high school football, that's not a bad play because that looked like that was going to be a big play for the Hawks.
So that's 15-yard penalty, and I'll move the ball up to the 48-yard line of Ankeny, where they get a first down after the pass interference call against Dowling. Game clock stopped at 59 seconds here in the third quarter. The winner plays Southeast Polk this coming Friday night for the 4A championship game. Southeast Polk all over Pleasant Valley today, 50-10. Handoff Arlen Bruce, and he gets into Dowling territory and moves the change from his own 48 down to the Dowling 47.
Good tackle by Max Derry there inside, and you're starting to see that offensive line from Centennial having a little bit of push, and I imagine they got talked to at halftime because that.
You mean Ankeny, not Centennial.
Yeah,
Ankeny.
And Ankeny and the front four from the Dowling defense really ate him up in the first half.
Well, Ankeny's head coach Rick Nelson in his 6th year was the offensive line coach right here at UNI, so he knows a little bit about that. Here's Bauer back to throw on 2nd and 5, and he runs towards the near sideline, stays in bounds, and he's dropped right about the 44-yard line, a gain of 3.
Townsend over there on the stop, and Michael Woon over there to run him down, and that will likely be the last play of the third quarter.
I want to thank Dental Associates, Construction Professionals, and Ashworth Vision for supporting our broadcast all season long. And as Matt mentioned, we have come to the end of the third quarter here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. The Class 4A football playoffs, the semifinal round. And it's Dowling 14, Ankeny 10. Back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio and Dowling Catholic Sports is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic. With 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling graduate, and Dr. Craig Harper, the Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at 60th and Ashworth in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610 or online, ashworthvision.com.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org. Iowa Catholic Radio, KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel. Listen online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com or download the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
Now we're back here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls alongside Matt Maindring. I'm Mark Amadale, John Chido on the Dowling sideline. Start of the fourth quarter, and Matt, 14-10 Dowling, and Ankeny knocking on the door. It's 3rd and 2 for the Hawks at the Dowling 44-yard line.
The big play here is the Dowling defense has to look and make a stand and try to get the ball back and stop the momentum from that the Hawks have built up here as we go into the fourth quarter.
Certainly do. And John Chido on the Dowling sideline. This might be 4-down territory right now for the Hawks. They got 3rd and 2 right now, and if they come up short, you know they're going to go for it on 4th and short.
Yeah, I think they would, Mark, because you're not going to get many more opportunities left in this ball game, but still, I mean, still early. There's a lot of game left. We still started the fourth quarter, but when you're on this side of the 50 in Dowling's territory, it's going to be hard for them to punt the ball and not go for it on 4th if they don't get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, that is true. All right. 3rd and 2, the Hawks. Ankeny with the football. Bauer with 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. And he keeps the football, and he's got the first down. Carries it down to the 40-yard line of Dowling. He'll pick up 4. Spread the field and let your quarterback run. We've seen that a few times here in the second half.
Yeah.
By both quarterbacks.
By both quarterbacks. And Jace is really a good candidate to continue to do that. I mean, he's just a heady ball player and can make plays. And right there, it's what you want your seniors to do. You know, you go out there and get that 3rd and 2, and I can get it.
Well, Bauer's a 3-year starter quarterback for Ankeny. 6'2", 205. Wearing number 8, 3 receivers left. Man in motion, left to right. And inside handoff goes to, is that Arlen Bruce? Haven't seen Godolph here in the second half.
I believe it was Bruce.
And it was Arlen Bruce, and carries it down to the 38-yard line. He'll pick up 2.
Yeah, they're going to try and get him as many opportunities as he can get here as they wind down into the fourth quarter and let your playmakers make plays.
Just underway here in the fourth quarter, 11 minutes remaining. Dowling 14, Ankeny 10. Hawks have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Dowling has 2 remaining. And now man in motion is Brody Breck, left to right. Here's Bauer, back to throw, sets up, fires the ball downfield, looking for a receiver, and the pass is incomplete, in and off the shoulders of Austin Klein, the Dowling defender. Almost had himself a pick as Brady McCullough was the wide receiver. McCullough gives quite a height advantage, 6'4", 190 against Dowling's Austin Klein at 5'10", but Austin almost had himself an interception in the end zone.
He did. He kept his inside leverage on that, and the ball came back over the middle, and he was in better position than McCullough was. McCullough became the defender at the end of that ball, at the end of that throw.
Ball popped off Klein's shoulder pad, incomplete. Bring up 3rd and 9 for the Hawks. Ankeny on the Dowling 38. Man in motion, 3 receivers. Now here's a little flanker screen. It's caught by Brody Breck. He's got the first down, and he finally wrestled down at the Dowling 25. That play was set up so well. Breck did a nice job, and so did Arlen Bruce setting that up, and Breck is shaken up after the carry.
Well, you saw the defensive front for Dowling just sit there and freeze because they saw a screen. They read screen. And then they ran that shallow crosser across the middle, and Brecht was running free.
Yeah, Brody's shaken up. He's going to come off under his own power, but he's got quite a limp. And we hope he's all right. Young man going to the University of Iowa with his teammate, Arlen Bruce. And their other teammate, Caleb Ratke, is going to be a wrestler at Iowa. So and he's walking off with the Ankeny trainer. I want to thank Kemen, Mercy One, and Skeffington's Formal Wear for supporting our broadcast all season long here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Ankeny now with the first down. First down at the Dowling 25-yard line. A 13-yard catch that time by Brody Brecht, who leaves the game. And now here's Bauer on play action. Fires downfield. The pass is caught. Touchdown, Ankeny. Brady McCullough got inside Jake Anderson and scored. And well set up by Jace Bauer. Faked the handoff and on play action threw a dart. And a little post route by McCullough. Touchdown Ankeny, and the Hawks retake the lead.
He did. Anderson just had a fingernail on, just was a step away from being able to knock that ball away. And nice throw there by Bauer, and McCullough finishes it off, and it's turned.
And it's
the momentum has shifted.
25-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Jace Bauer to Brady McCullough, and now the extra point by Max Pelham. On the hold by Colin Riggs. The extra point is up and good. So Ankeny now with a 17-14 lead over Dowling. 10 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. We'll be back. And you're listening to the Class 4A semifinals here from the Unidome in Cedar Falls on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Catholic Radio, changing hearts and minds.
I started listening to Catholic radio a few months ago. I'm not Catholic, and it just makes my day go by so much faster. I love the spiritual family that you have. I just think it's so awesome.
Would you consider a $30 a month donation?
You can give at iowacatholicradio.com through the Iowa Catholic Radio app or call 515-223-1150.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Kemen, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Kemen is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Kemen strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Kemen, using science to transform the world. Online at kemen.com.
All right, Ankeny going 7 plays, 67 yards for their touchdown as Brady McCullough, a 25-yard touchdown reception from quarterback Jace Bauer, and the Hawks now kicking off. High end over end kick fielded by Louis Brooks at the 3-yard line. Louis works the right sideline, 20, and he's hit and dropped right at the 25-yard line. Stopped there by Caleb Ratke, the outstanding wrestler, knocks Louis back. Going to be first down Dowling from their own 25. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That is where John Chido is at tonight. Johnny?
Well, it was a nice play that Ankeny dialed up there for that last touchdown. They froze our defensive backfield with the play action and allowed McCullough to get in between the safety and the linebacker, and it was just a good dialed up play for the Ankeny Hawks. Louis Brooks was kind of a little woozy after that hit. He's now on the sideline. Hopefully, it's nothing serious.
All right, Dowling with their offense on the field. 1st and 10 Maroons from their own 25-yard line. And now Cam Middleton and Mac Anderson, late additions to the offense. Plenty of time in the play clock, under 10 seconds. Here's a snap. Read option, handoff Middleton. Right up the gut he goes, and goes from his own 25, and they'll spot him down at the 29, a gain of 4 to bring up 2nd and 6.
Good run by Cam, and that's really what this offense needs to see again, is that we get that the power running game going and creating those creases in the middle of the field and taking over the offensive line's got to take over right now.
Well, final from Minnesota is Big Ten football on a Friday night. Iowa 35-7 over Minnesota. So congratulations to the Hawks. Even their record at 2-2 on the year. Handoff Cam Middleton, and he's got some running room up near a first down. He's got the first down across the 35, and he's brought down at about the 36-yard line of Dowling. 1st and 10 Maroons.
Good, strong run by Cam. He got knocked early in that run, and then he finished it off with just his powerful legs there as he was going through and getting it done. And, I think it was Clint Philippool there at the end really finished off a block for him.
Finn, the right tackle. 9:15 remaining. Fourth quarter, 1st and 10 rather for Dowling. And now Middleton right up the gut he goes, fouls his left guard, and gets up to the 40-yard line for a gain of 3. It'll bring up 2nd and 7.
This is where Dowling had that success in the first half is, Cam going and finishing runs and then setting up the quick passing, those quick passes that kept the Ankeny defense off kilter, not allowing them to blitz, and they're trying to find that back right now.
Yeah, we saw that very early in the game as the Maroons got out to a 7-3 lead and led 14-3 at halftime. But Ankeny has answered with 2 touchdowns here in the second half to take the lead, 17-14 over Dowling. Game clock continues to run, 8:35 remaining, fourth quarter. All right, Jackson Smolik, quarterback, 1st and 10 from the Dowling 40, and now Smolik, and he's going to go down. A little misdirection back there. Something happened that wasn't right, and a loss back to the 40 to the 36-yard line, loss of 4.
That was Tamden Webb Tate again, and he has come in and made some big plays tonight, the 6'2", 250-pound junior, and he's made some big plays for that Hawk defense and put the Maroons behind the sticks there.
No question. All right, Louis Brooks back in the ball game. 3 receivers set now for Dowling on the right side, 2 on the left. Empty backfield and no tight end. It's 2nd and 15 Maroons. Smolik back to throw, fires over the middle. Caught. Koa Thompson, first down at the 50-yard line.
Well, that wasn't, Carson Brown.
It was Carson Brown, excuse me. Carson with the reception in traffic, and they had 5 receivers on that set.
That was a great catch by Carson Brown and a really nice throw by Jackson Smolik. Stood in there and just put it right on him, and that was a good play there for the
Look
Maroons.
who's going to play tailback here. Adam Townsend, who started at linebacker, will play tailback here. First down, Dowling at the 50, and he brings that little bit of speed, that quickness that Smolik and Middleton, he has a little bit more quickness. We got a timeout, Dowling.
Yeah, the set wasn't quite right again on that one.
We'll take a break. With 7:24 remaining here in the fourth quarter, it's Ankeny 17, Dowling 14. The Maroons with the first down at midfield when we return here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Hey, we're back here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring here in the press box as Ankeny leads Dowling 17-14 with 7.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dowling a first down at midfield. Actually, they're going to spot it at the Ankeny 49-yard line. John Chido, a timeout called by Dowling. They only have 1 left here in the final 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, unfortunately, they had to use both timeouts because of they weren't lined up correctly. And Adam Townsend, as you mentioned, is new into the football game, and I don't think he really got the play call. And then you would have had two guys in motion there, so Coach Wilson elected to call the timeout and get readjusted. I mean, it's such an important drive, momentum changer. Everything about this drive is important for Dowling, and they just need to keep moving the football.
And Johnny, with Adam Townsend in there, a little bit quicker back, so let's see where they're gonna feature him at.
Yeah, I think he gives you some extra speed to hit that hole, and also that cutback too as well. And the speed of Ankeny's defense, and they're over pursuing a little bit, and with the quicker back with Adam Townsend, lets Dowling expose that a little bit.
All right, first down, Dowling. The line of scrimmage is the Ankeny 49-yard line. Adam Townsend at tailback, and he gets the handoff left side, tries to turn the corner, trying to find a lane. He can't find it. He stood up. I got to give him forward progress down to the 48, a gain of 1, but Ankeny and the Gold Shirts were there.
Yeah, they really flew to the football right there. It was Sean Gavin out there playing linebacker, and then they just flew to him and didn't give him a break.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 9, a gain of 1 that time for Townsend. Louis Brooks in the backfield. Now they'll motion him out to the left. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Tight end is on the right. Here's the snap. Smolik out of the shotgun, avoids 1 tackle, and now a face mask called, and Smolik goes down as a penalty flag on the play, and hopefully Jackson's all right. He got twisted around with his face mask, and that'll be 15 yards and an automatic first down for the Maroons. Hopefully the Dowling quarterback is fine, the sophomore Jackson Smolik, and we'll get the call from the referee. We have a timeout as an Ankeny player is shaken up.
Looks like a cramp.
It might be Simonson, their defensive end.
Personal foul. Face mask. Personal foul. Face mask on the defense, number 13. It's a 15-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
So the penalty on Sean Gavin.
Doesn't give him the first down? Is that what they're saying?
Shy of the first down. It's not an automatic first down.
Yeah, I thought
2nd and 1, Dowling from the Hawk 40. As Smolik was sacked, and then the penalty happened. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. The injured Ankeny players we mentioned. Braden Simonson, the defensive end, also plays a lot of tight end. He and Wes Folk share that position on the offense, and he's limping to the sidelines.
Yeah, it looks like a cramp, and they were trying to stretch that calf out, so the young man should be able to get back into the ball game, hopefully.
So the face mask penalty gives Maroons 15 more yards. They'll spot it down at the Ankeny 40, where it'll be 2nd and 1 Maroons. 6.5 minutes remaining, 4th quarter. Dowling trailing by 3 at 17-14 Ankeny. Here's Smolik on play action. Rolls to his left. Fires back across the grain. Incomplete. And that might have been a dangerous pass. That Ankeny linebacker holding his head. It's like that's Jackson Pennygroff. Yeah. And I think he saw a lot of green turf in his future.
That throw back across the middle is always dangerous late in the play because there's always somebody coming. And so, they had a 2nd and 1, less than 1. That's your gamble play. You could do that.
All right, it's 3rd and 1 and running formation. They'll throw it. The pass is caught. First down, Dowling as a play action to Middleton. They fire it to Louis Brooks with a reception and a first down.
Great ball fake there by Smolik. He had me. I thought he gave it to Cam as well, and he sits there and throws a dart out there to Louis Brooks for the first down.
Gain of 8. Moves the chains. 6:10 remaining. Game clock running here in the 4th quarter. Ankeny 17, Dowling Catholic 14. The winner meets Southeast Polk all over Pleasant Valley today, 50-10 in a battle of undefeated teams. Southeast Polk the championship game. Congratulations to Brad Zelenovich, their head coach. They'll be in the finals next Friday at 7 o'clock here at the Dome. Handoff. Cam Middleton finds some room, and he bowls his way down near the 25-yard line. They'll spot him at the 26 for a gain of 6.
They run Louis across there in motion as kind of a distraction and let Cam, Cam runs behind him and over that left side, I believe behind Lynch and is that Claypool on the left side but nice play, nice pickup on first down.
Yeah, Claypool's the right tackle.
Oh, the right tackle.
I think you're referring to the left tackle, Sam Gavin.
Yep, Gavin.
So it's 2nd and 5, Dowling. The line of scrimmage at 26. Handoff Middleton, and he stood up and dropped. Nice job by the up front for Ankeny as they hit and dropped him at the point of attack. No gain of the play. They'll spot him down at the 28-yard line.
There's Sean Gavin again.
Yeah, loss of 2.
Yeah, he came in and made a nice play and got in the backfield before Cam could even get his legs going there.
So that'll bring up 3rd down for Dowling. 3rd and 6 for the Maroons. From the Ankeny 28. Game on the line here as we're under the 5-minute mark. Pistol formation with Townsend at tailback. And Caden Sanders, the extra tight end. They'll hand it off to Townsend. He follows Caden Sanders. He's going to be wrestled down from behind by Bryce Peterson. And Ankeny showing their quickness to the ball. He'll be brought down right at the 27. A gain of 1. It'll bring up 4th down for Dowling, 4th and 5.
Yeah, Peterson flew to the football there from his linebacker position and read that play all the way and had an alley, and Dowling couldn't get a hat on him to take him off the block and made a nice play.
Yeah, he certainly did. And you look at the replay on the board. So Dowling going for it. This game's on the line right now. 4th and 5 Dowling at the Ankeny 27. Here's a snap. Smolik, a quick hitter. He fires a pass out. Caught by Louis Brooks. And Louis is brought down at the 18-yard line trying to make a cut. And I hope he's all right because he did one of those turf things.
Yeah, he tackled himself.
He's holding his groin.
Yeah.
That is not good. He's going to come out. But a first down Dowling at the 18.
He stopped to make a cut right there, and it looks like because no one touched him on the tackle.
So a 9-yard reception by Louis Brooks. He'll go out, and he may have a groin injury as he was in a little bit of pain. And now he's replaced by Mac Anderson. First down Dowling at the 18 of Ankeny. 3.5 minutes remaining. Here's a handoff right up the gut. Townsend, and he goes over center down to the 10-yard line near a first down. Ball came loose. I don't know if the official said he was down.
They were down. They're going to call him down.
The umpire says he's down, and now a big decision here. And they're going to say,
yeah, he was down.
It'll bring up second down for Dowling. Big break there for the Maroons. We'll watch the replay.
Yeah, he was in the bottom of the pile there, and they came in late, and he's got a knee down. Yes. Yeah, he's down.
So that'll bring up second down and 2 for the Maroons. Line of scrimmage is a 10-yard line of Ankeny. Townsend picks up 8. You hear the boos going through the Unidome. Those are the Ankeny fans.
But his knee is down right there as they look on the replay, and so it's the right call.
Maroons will flip-flop their tight end. Here's the snap. Handoff Middleton, right side. He goes to the strong side and puts his head down to the 5-yard line. First and goal, Dowling.
First and goal, 2:35 to go, and now, it's really, this is your ball game right here. So you have first and goal from the 5-yard line for the Maroons, and Cam Middleton and Townsend. We're doing the shuffling of the running backs in and out of the ball game. And Louis Brooks out, and so that's a big thing for the Dowling offense as well.
All right, this will be the 14th play of the Dowling drive, which started back at the 25-yard line at the 10-14 mark. The Maroons have burned almost over 6 minutes of game time. Handoff Townsend, and he's hit and drop right at the line of scrimmage. No gain in the play. It'll bring up second and goal from the 5-yard line of Ankeny. And I think Ankeny's going to burn a timeout.
Yeah, they're going to call a timeout and try to conserve some clock.
We'll take a break. With 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter, the score, Ankeny 17, Dowling Catholic 14. It'll be second and goal Dowling from the Ankeny 5 when we return here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio and Dowling Catholic Sports is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic. With 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling graduate, and Dr. Craig Harper, the Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at 60th and Ashworth in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610 or online, ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
cpcustomhomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
Hey, we're back here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls alongside Matt Maindring. I'm Mark Amadale. 2 minutes remaining. Dowling trailing 17-14 to Ankeny. Maroons with a second and goal at the 7-yard line. That last play by Townsend, he lost 2 yards on it. And Johnny Chido, I don't know if you heard, but our man back at the studio, Jeff Piggott, said Louis may have sprained his wrist. It wasn't his groin on that reception for a first down.
Yeah, he did. He's back in the game, though.
Well, you're right. As out of this extended media timeout, usually you get a minute timeout during the regular season, but here at the Dome, it's about a 90-second timeout. And Cam Middleton in the backfield. Smolik on second and goal from the 7-yard line for the Maroons. 2 receivers left. One of them is Brooks. Back to throw Smolik. Lobs in the end zone for Brooks, and it is incomplete.
Ooh.
He threw it into a dangerous area where it was a tight drop. Well defended by the Ankeny Hawks, and Arlen Bruce was back on coverage.
Oh. playing little defense down there. Yeah, they had the athletes out there, and Louis Brooks, there was a little bit of an alley there. I thought he was going to sneak in there, but it got tipped away.
Well, Dowling will take their other tight end out. That was Caden Sanders in there with Lynch. 2 receivers, actually 3 receivers to left. Middleton in the backfield. Smolik, who's went the distance tonight at quarterback, will work out of the shotgun, the sophomore for Dowling. Maroons going left to right, trailing 17-14. And it is, here's Smolik with it, and he's going to be hit and drop. Nobody open, put his head down and got to the 6-yard line, got a yard back.
Yeah.
Going to bring up 4th down and goal for the Maroons from the 6.
They're going to get kicked field goal. Great pickup in the backfield by Cam Middleton from with a blitzing linebacker. And Cam picked him up and gave Smolik a chance to make a play.
So Ankeny uses their second timeout. Both teams with a timeout left. And Ankeny leading 17-14 with 1:43 remaining. This is going to be an exciting finish. And Dowling now will apparently come out and try a field goal. John Chado on the Dowling sideline. A lot has happened. And, boy, what a second half this has been. Both teams playing it very tight to the vest. Low-scoring game for two teams that can score over 30 points throughout the year. This has been a defensive game, and we're looking at overtime here if things work out for the Maroons.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because Andrew Lynch was open in that back of the end zone. If Jackson had a chance to see him and throw it up to him, he had the height advantage there, but the pressure was too much for him. Everybody knows I don't have to say anything about this next play coming up.
Yep. All right, a 23-yard field goal from the right hash by the Dowling kicker, Jake Calvert. Ball down, kick high enough, long enough, and good. Calvert ties the score.
And there's going to be a penalty
at
on
17
there.
And a dead ball penalty apparently here, Matt.
Well, they roughed the kicker, and so, but you got to take the points here. You got to take the points, and then you're going to put it on the kickoff.
Let's see what this is all about. We'll get the officials' call here through our hookup with the officials' mic, and both teams kind of sorting this out. So are the referees.
Yeah.
So the 23-yard field goal from the right hash was good. We're tied at 17, 1:39 remaining on the clock, and now here is the officials. Now are they going to come to a decision?
I think they're going to put it on the They're going to put it on the kickoff.
And here's the call.
5 yards, running into the kicker. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
So there you go. A penalty assessed on the kickoff. So Dowling goes 17 plays, 75 yards. And, Matt, it was about a 9-minute drive, 8.5-minute drive for the Maroons, taking most of the fourth quarter. We'll take a 1-minute break and return. Tied at 17, Dowling and Ankeny. The winner meets Southeast Polk next Friday. Back to the Unidome in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, Dental Associates, for underwriting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. With over 40 years' experience, Dental Associates is a group dental practice with the mission of promoting optimum health and well-being to all patients, providing preventative, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry for the entire family. Message underwritten by Dr. Kenton Gleichman, Dr. Steve Karbaka, Dr. Christine Mulcahy, and Dr. Ben Nagel. Dental Associates, addressing your smile, needs, and dreams. Online at DesMoines-DentalAssociates.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Kemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Kemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Kemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Kemin, using science to transform the world. Online at kemin.com.
Hey, welcome back to the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring. Dowling set to kick off after a 23-yard field goal by Jake Calvert ties the score. And Diego Leon will now kick off for Dowling from his own 45-yard line after the 5-yard roughing the kicker penalty. And Diego will poke it into the end zone, push it in the end zone, touchback. There'll be no return as Cade Summers decided not to return it, and it'll be 1st and 10, Ankeny from their own 20-yard line. Hawks with one timeout remaining, Dowling with one timeout remaining, and 1:39 on the clock, and anything can go here, Matt Maindring. We have, overtime on the horizon, but
it's a long ways away.
But we have a long ways away,
Yeah.
but only one timeout for Ankeny remaining.
Only one timeout with a powerful and potent offense when you have Brody Brecht and Jace Bauer and Arlen Bruce and Cade Summers. They've got some weapons here to stretch the field. And
yes, they do.
Let's put the pressure and see if that front four can create some pressure for the Dowling defense.
All right, Bauer, the quarterback. Jace will send 3 receivers left and 1 to the right. Ankeny going right to left. Bauer, quarterback draw. He'll keep it. Trying to get outside, and he's running towards the far sideline. Finally spun out of bounds, and a penalty flag and a horse collar tackle by Dowling. That'll add 15 more as he spun down at the 38-yard line, excuse me.
Yeah, and he ended up getting the horse collar, and I think he grabbed the jersey, so it's not a horse collar. I'm going to see if they pick this up. It'll be interesting.
Get the call here from our official.
Nope, not going to pick it up.
There's no foul for a horse collar tackle.
It looked like they got him on the jersey and the front of the shoulder pad, so it shouldn't have been a horse collar.
You talk about working as a team. This officiating crew has done a great job working as a team. What one official saw, the other kind of waved off.
Yeah.
And now watch the tackle here on the replay, and he grabbed him up off, the shoulder,
the jersey.
And that was making the tackle Adam Townsend.
Yeah.
So it'll be a first down Ankeny from their own 38-yard line. Inside handoff to Arlen Bruce, skips a tackle, and he's brought down about the 43-yard line. The game clock continues to run, and Bruce with a nice gain.
Yeah, with the 2 timeouts that they took, they did use some to conserve some clock while Dowling was driving, so that kept some time on the clock for him here for this series.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 17, and a pass is caught right near midfield. A little quick slant to the left by Ankeny. That'll be enough for a first down.
And again, high school football, the clock stops till the chains. That's one thing about it. It's changed quite a bit over the years. The chains get set a lot faster now, and so the clock doesn't.
Yeah, they do. 5-yard gain. Wes Falk on the catch for a 5-yard reception. Now Bauer back to throw, has time. Now spun out of the pocket, and he'll throw it off balance. It is caught, and out of bounds goes Arlen Bruce into Dowling territory. Boy, Ankeny on the edge there. Did they play with fire?
Yeah, what a play by Chase Bauer right there, throwing that ball up to Arlen Bruce, and he was playing with fire. He had a guy on his ankle, but what a throw.
Down to the Dowling 43-yard line, an 8-yard gain, but Bauer ran all the way back near his 35-yard line, avoiding the Dowling defender. 4-man rush for Dowling, 5 linebackers and 2 safeties. Back to throw Bauer, looks right, throws right, pass is caught, and that is Folk, the tight end, with the reception.
And gets enough for the first down, and he's down with an ankle, it looks like.
He's been battling injury anyway, and he'll go down at the 37-yard line. A gain of 6. And Wes Folk, the young man, is the tight end, 6'4", 225. Pretty good baseball player. And he was shaken up a few weeks ago. And matter of fact, in the 2 deeps today, he was listed as a starter, but Braden Simonson is a 2-way player, has played both ways. So we've got a stoppage to play. Let's go down to John Chido on the Dowling sideline. 37 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. Tied at 17 here, Johnny.
Yeah, if you need a defensive sack or a turnover, now's the time, obviously. But we're getting pressure on Chase Bauer. Just got to keep him inside that pocket and not let him get outside of that contain. And it's just hurting. He's able to use his feet and his arm that time with Arlen Bruce with a nice reception. So they can keep Chase Bauer inside the pocket by putting pressure on him. They're going to have some success.
Well, this is probably the most experienced quarterback Dowling has faced this year, 3-year starter in Chase Bauer. And I remember watching him a couple years ago, just his sophomore year. All right, it is 1st and 10, Ankeny from the Dowling 37.
And there's the sack.
And there's the sack you were talking about, gentlemen. Back there was Finn Claypool on defense. Also in there for Dowling is Jalen Pettis, number 55.
Yeah.
I missed one.
Finn Claypool is a very, very good athlete, and they have him on the offensive side of the football, and they bring him in on these specialties to play defense because he is a dynamic player, and right there he made a play.
8-yard sack on Bauer, which I didn't think we'd see because Chase is such an athlete. They almost had him earlier when he finally found Bruce, and Arlen Bruce made a nice gain that time at 8 yards on a first down, and he stopped the clock. This time, 29 seconds remaining, tied at 17, and Ankeny has used their final timeout. I want to recognize our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. They include Kemen, Mercy One and Skeffington's Formal Wear, and we want to thank all those folks as this is our 44th year of broadcasting Dowling Catholic football, and boy, what a run it's been. The first 7 times you get up here and you play in the state championship, you're bridesmaids.
Yeah.
The last 7 times or more, 8 times, state champions. So a lot has changed in our coverage. And now we're back to live action. 2nd and 18 for Ankeny. Back to throw. Bauer has time. Pocket collapses. He fires over the middle for Breck, and the pass is incomplete. No penalty flag out. A lot of contact in there. Dowling had 2 defenders back there.
Yeah,
and Breck was a lone receiver.
He was, and he had to slow up a little bit, and there was contact down there, but 22 seconds left. It's got to be pretty obvious for them to throw the flag at this point.
Pass is incomplete. Bring up 3rd and 18 for Ankeny. Line of scrimmage at Dowling 45.
Now it's 3rd down. In your Ankeny, you're not,
Well, can they get into field goal range? That's the thing I think Coach Nelson's thinking about and his offensive staff. 5 seconds remaining on the play clock. Bauer's going to have to hurry, and he gets a snap off. Bauer back to throw, quarterback draw. He'll keep it, running towards the boundary, and he breaks a tackle down the far sideline, and he's hit and knocked out of bounds. Great hit that time by Will Herman, and he knocked Bauer down, and they help him up over there.
14 seconds left, but that was a great run by Chase Bauer and puts him into field goal range, a long field goal. And, it's not a first down.
Yeah, it'll be first down rather.
Yeah, they're going to give him the first down.
Spot him down right at the 28-yard line. So, that's a good run that time. 17-yard run by Bauer.
So 14 seconds left, no timeouts, and, this is tough. In high school football, this is not much time left.
Well, 5 seconds on the game clock, or play clock rather. Here's the snap, Bauer, and they're out of timeouts. Launches it towards the end zone, and he overthrows everybody, incomplete. The intended receiver running a fly pattern was Arlen Bruce, and he had one-on-one coverage that time with the Dowling defender, and that was Jake Anderson.
Yeah, and here they're going to bring the field goal unit out there, and going to be about a 44-yard field goal kick.
So we look at the numbers for Ankeny on their field goal kicker. This is Max Pelham. He's 3 for 7.
See if Dowling will call a timeout here.
He doesn't. And 3 for 7, and longest field goal is 25 yards. It'll be from the right hash. Ball down, kick is high enough. Is it long enough? And it is no good, off to the left.
Oh.
And the Dowling fans celebrate.
Holy smokes, was that close.
He had the distance, but he missed it to the left, and 3 seconds remain. John Chito, this bring you back to election night with a deep breath?
Yeah, you need a defibrillator down here. Let me tell you, it looked good from the start, and it kept drawing.
Yeah.
It was like a tee shot that kept drawing, that wouldn't stop drawing.
I knew he'd get the golf term in since the Masters is underway. Masters in November.
That's right.
Well, Dowling will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20 with 3 seconds remaining, and Jake Smolik, maybe for the first time tonight, will go under center and the kneel down. No, he's not going to go under center, but he'll do the shotgun, and we're facing overtime, so we'll take a break with the end of regulation. Dowling 17, Ankeny 17. The winner will play Southeast Polk next Friday. The Rams with a 50-10 win over Pleasant Valley. We'll take a break as we go to overtime here at the Unidome in the 4A semifinal. Dowling and Ankeny tied at 17. Back with our first overtime in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for sponsoring Dowling Catholic High School football. In business since 1951, Skeffington's Formal Wear offers quality service, style, and selection, providing tuxedos, suits, and casual groom attire for weddings, proms, and any other special occasion. Skeffington's Formal Wear, with convenient locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Davenport, Coralville, and Ankeny. All locations are family-owned and operated by members in their respective communities, fitting you for life's celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel. Listen online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com or download the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
And we're back here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls, about ready to go to overtime between Dowling and Ankeny. Tied at 17, and now they're having the coin toss at midfield with Jace Bauer, the Ankeny captain, and Andrew Lynch, the Dowling captain. We'll get the call from our official here.
Ankeny has won the toss and elected to play defense. It'll be Dowling's ball, 1st and 10 on the 10-yard line.
And it looks like they'll be going right to left here, so right in front of us, Matt Mandering. Dowling and Ankeny. The Dowling offense will have it first. John Chido, important thing here is to get a score off this first possession for Dowling, 1st and goal from the 10.
Yeah, obviously 7 points puts a ton of pressure on the opposing team when you start with football. But that's always the thing. When you win the toss, you always want to play defense, hopefully get a stop so you know exactly what you need to do. That's why it's imperative not to take sacks. This is where Jackson needs to understand that he has another play in case he gets into trouble. He doesn't need to force anything in there. And you need to stay ahead of the chains. That 3-4 yards on that first down is huge in overtime, going from the 10-yard line.
Yeah, you want to get at least something out of each possession when you have it, a field goal or obviously a touchdown. Let's recap scoring in the first quarter. Max Pelham on a 31-yard field goal for Ankeny made the score 3-0 Hawks, and then Dowling with Zach Swager's 20-yard run at the 10-minute mark of the first quarter gave Dowling a 7-3 lead with Diego Leon's extra point. And then Ankeny, as they're set to play here. All right, we're going to go faster than I thought. 1st and goal, Dowling from the 10. First overtime, Smolik, pistol formation. And he'll throw it a quick slant to Louis Brooks. Pass incomplete. Brooks had you-know-who on him. Arlen Bruce is in single coverage there with Louis on a slant pattern.
A little contact as they got off the line of scrimmage, and Louis didn't quite get the break out of there that he needed to create some space for Smolik to put it on him.
So recapping the scoring, Dowling led 7-3 at the end of the first quarter, and then in the second quarter, it was Andrew Lynch on a 4-yard touchdown reception. Quarterback Jackson Smolik gave Dowling a 14-3 lead. That went to halftime. We'll catch you up on the second half after this play. 2nd and goal, Dowling from the 10 in the first overtime. Smolik back to throw, fires it, caught by Lynch, spin move, touchdown! How about that? Andrew Lynch did a spin move right on Ryan Crandall, touchdown Maroons.
They've been sitting him out there a lot tonight. They put him out there on the way outside the boundary, and they got him ISO'd, and Smolik hits him right when he curls, and
watch when
Lynch
he catches it here on the replay.
Yeah, he spins right in.
Catch and spin, and he just outspun or juked Ryan Crandall there on the left side. That's a beautiful move by Andrew Lynch.
Yeah, that's a good play.
That's like an inside pivot in basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we'll be calling his games in basketball.
Yeah.
Extra point now by Diego Leon. It's up and good, and Dowling leading 24-17, but here come the Ankeny offense, and this ought to be interesting. How about that play, John, as you saw it on the sideline? Lynch with a tremendous athletic move there.
Yeah, it spun to his outside. That was a great throw by Jackson Smolik. I mean, he threw a fastball there, and it's a tough throw because you're throwing against the field side. Now, that's a long throw for a quarterback because that's an easy for a defensive back to jump that route. And it was a fastball and great inside position with Andrew Lynch to keep the defender away from that, and then the spin move after that to get in the end zone.
All right, Ankeny's offense going out there in the second half. Brody Breck, as Ankeny scored back-to-back touchdown. Brody Breck on a 6-yard run. Brady McCullough on a 25-yard touchdown reception. Quarterback Jace Bauer gave Ankeny a 17-14 lead, and then Dowling ties it as Jake Calvert on a 23-yard field goal with 1:39 remaining tied the score. And now Ankeny with their first possession in the first overtime, 1st and goal from the 10. And inside handoff, Arlen Bruce inside the 5, and he's brought down at the 2-yard line. Strong move by Arlen Bruce on the inside handoff from quarterback Jace Bauer.
Yeah, that was a little too easy there on first down against that Maroon defense, and then Bruce runs right up the middle and got 8 yards fairly easily.
He's just such a strong individual. Is Bruce 5'10", 195 pounds. And now Bauer with a second and goal from the 2. Looks left, throws left, fires to Brody Breck, and the pass
I think it's intercepted.
It is a fight for the.
I think it's. No, he's calling touchdown.
Yeah, it is because they both come down with it. It goes to the offense.
Yeah.
And they did.
Oh, yeah.
Brett came down with it with the Dowling defender, Austin Klein.
Yeah,
and the winner of that is always the offense when it's a tie-up.
Yeah.
And it's Ankeny now 1 point away from tying it, 24-23 Dowling.
Austin was able to get his hands in there. It was hard to tell how that ball ended up, but he was juggling it and lands right on top of Austin Klein.
But Brecht on a 2-yard touchdown reception from quarterback Jace Bauer. Now the all-important extra point, Max Pelham in. The holder is Colin Riggs. Ball's down. Kick is high enough, long enough, and it is good. So we're tied at 24, Dowling and Ankeny. And we'll go to the second overtime after this timeout. Tied at 24, Dowling and Ankeny here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio and Dowling Catholic Sports is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic. With 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling graduate, and Dr. Craig Harper, the Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at 60th and Ashworth in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610 or online, ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
cpcustomhomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
All right, we're back here at the Unidome at Cedar Falls. Second overtime, and it'll be Ankeny with the ball first. They give it to Arlen Bruce from the 10-yard line. He stood up, couldn't turn the corner. Inside handoff left to right, tried to get outside the right tackle, and he's brought down at the 11-yard line. It'll be second and goal from the 11 for the Hawks.
And this is where you, defensively, you really want to, you like being on the defense first so you can put the pressure on the offense now because they've got 2 plays to try to get it in the end zone or settle for the field goal.
So a 1-yard loss on the play for Ankeny. It'll bring up second and goal from the 11. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Jace Bauer at quarterback has thrown for 3 touchdowns tonight. Dowling's Jackson Smolik, the sophomore, has thrown for 2. Inside handoff. Once again, Arlen Bruce cuts back over center and bowls his way inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line. A pickup of 8 yards.
He really finished that run right there and met up with Joe Hughes playing that linebacker position, and he finished that run. Yeah. So it was good.
Joe Hughes meet a Division I receiver,
running
running back.
Yeah.
He also played quarterback. He hasn't taken a snap yet tonight, but he could. All right, it'll bring up third down and goal for Ankeny. Line of scrimmage, the Dowling 3. Tied at 24 in the second overtime. Jace Bauer at quarterback. And a quarterback draw. He'll run to the left side. He bowls his way in. Touchdown as he was hit at the goal line by Dowling's Max Deary, but he bowled his way in. Touchdown, Ankeny. And they go ahead 30-24, pending the extra point on the run by Jace Bauer, the quarterback.
Yeah, just a strong finish. Strong finish by Chase there as he used the strength in his legs, and here we got extra points again.
Yep, and now Pelham in for the extra point. He's already hit a field goal tonight, missed a field goal tonight. And the holder will be the backup quarterback, Colin Riggs. Cade Summers the snap, ball down, the extra point is up, and it is good. So Ankeny now with a 31-24 lead over Dowling. And we'll take a break, be back, as Dowling will have possession and overtime number 2 here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, Dental Associates, for underwriting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. With over 40 years' experience, Dental Associates is a group dental practice with the mission of promoting optimum health and well-being to all patients, providing preventative, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry for the entire family. Message underwritten by Dr. Kenton Gleichman, Dr. Steve Karbaka, Dr. Christine Mulcahy, and Dr. Ben Nagel. Dental Associates, addressing your smile, needs, and dreams. Online at DesMoines-DentalAssociates.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Chemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Chemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Chemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Chemin, using science to transform the world. Online at chemin.com.
Well, welcome back to the Unidome at Cedar Falls as Dowling on first and goal on the second overtime. Jackson Smolik lobs in the end zone. It's intercepted by Arlen Bruce. The game is over, and Ankeny has stopped Dowling's winning streak of 33 playoff games, defeating the Maroons by the score of 31-24 here at the Unidome. And what a tough break for Dowling. What a game it was by both teams. But the Ankeny Hawks will play their CIML rival, the Southeast Polk Rams, this coming Friday night for the state 4A championship.
Yeah, it's an outstanding football game, and it was a lot of fun to watch, and two good football teams going at it, and Ankeny gets it done.
Well, John Chad, you were on the Dowling sideline all night. A tough break for the Maroons. Maroons come out throwing on their first possession of the second overtime, trailing by a touchdown. And the ball just didn't get enough air under it, and Arlen Bruce came up with a very athletic play there, Johnny.
Yeah, when you throw that fade pattern, you got to throw it to the outside. Arlen Bruce had a good inside position on that. When the ball is underthrown, it's hard. The receiver has to become a defender, and it was just Arlen Bruce just made a nice play, a good inside position.
He certainly did, and the game ends. Dowling trailed 31-24, and on the Maroons' first possession of the second overtime, Arlen Bruce with the interception. Dowling tried the fade pattern in the far right corner of the end zone to the right of the formation. And here's a replay here, Matt, as they show it on the board here at the Unidome. The intended receiver, I believe, was Louis Brooks. It was. So congratulations to the Ankeny Hawks. They stopped the 7-time defending champion Dowling Catholic Maroons here in the Unidome. Final score, Ankeny 31, Dowling 24 in 2 overtimes. Let's take a look at the final statistics tonight. Maroons with 248 yards of total offense. Ankeny with 319 yards of total offense. Maroons had 104 yards in the air and 144 yards in the ground. Ankeny had 196 yards in the ground and 123 yards in the air. Dowling was penalized 5 times for 56 yards. Ankeny 4 penalties, 23 yards. Hawks had 21 first downs. Dowling was 16. Quarterback Jace Bauer of Ankeny, 9 out of 14 passing, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception. Then Dowling quarterback Jackson Smolik went the distance tonight, 9 out of 15 passing for 1 interception, 104 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Rushing, Ankeny. Bauer, the quarterback, 19 carries and 89 yards on the night with 1 touchdown. Arlen Bruce, 12 carries, 88 yards. Colin Kadoff with 12 carries, or rather with 4 carries for 13 yards. For Dowling, Cam Middleton was the leading ball carrier for the Maroons. 19 carries, 86 yards. Zach Swager, 8 carries for 38 yards and a touchdown. Smolik, 9 carries for 12 yards. Townsend, 4 carries for 8 yards. Leader receiver for Dowling, Louis Brooks, 3 catches for 53 yards. Koa Thompson, 2 catches for 19 yards. Carson Brown, 1 catch for 15 yards. And Andrew Lynch, 2 catches for 14 yards. Mac Anderson, 1 catch for 3 yards. For Ankeny, Arlen Bruce, 2 catches for 46 yards, and he had the all-important interception that sealed the game. McCullough, 1 catch for 25 yards and a touchdown. Wes Falk, 3 catches for 20 yards for Ankeny, and Summers, 1 catch for 18 yards, and Brody Breck, 2 catches for 14 yards and a touchdown. That's a look at the numbers tonight. Want to thank Jared Seafrick for providing those to us all season long. And again, the final, Dowling trailing and losing in overtime, second overtime. Ankeny 31, Dowling 24. Matt, just a tough break And it came while we were away at commercial. They went right away with obviously the second possession. Ankeny scored first, and then Dowling one play and intercepted by Bruce, who was covering.
Players making plays. Arlen Bruce, playing both sides of the football there and getting in position against Louis, and the ball didn't just have enough air in it. But Ankeny came back in the second half, did a really good job of controlling the football a little bit more, and they made plays when they had to. And I kid of the game is Chase Bauer. I mean, he really played a good football game tonight, and he took that team and led them to the win.
Well, that's on the offensive side. I thought Tamden Webb-Tate,
the
outstanding linebacker, had a lot of plays for the Ankeny defense. And John Chido made his way up to the press box. That's a pretty good time for you there, buddy, coming up from the floor of the Unidome. And what a tough break for the Maroons, but what an exciting game it was for the fans and all of us here.
Yeah, it was. It came down to overtime again. I mean, that's second time in 2 years, double overtime for that matter. And the kids they can't be down on themselves. They were in the position to win the game. They had a great year. You want to win a state title every single year, but unfortunately it's not going to happen. But that's a hard thing to do, and it's been a great run, and these kids had a lot of success this year.
Well, it's going to be a tremendous state championship game with Southeast Polk and all their athletes against Ankeny and all their athletes, and we saw a taste of that as Southeast Polk won the first 4A semifinal 50-10 over Pleasant Valley in the game that preceded this one, and Ankeny the winner here 31-24 in the second overtime. What a state title game that's going to be. And again, two Central Iowa teams doing battle for the 4A championship in the state of Iowa. Last year it was Dowling Valley, and now it's Southeast Polk and Ankeny.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
No, you go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead.
I was just going to say two explosive offenses, a lot of weapons. I think Southeast Polk is bigger up front on the interior and defensive and offensive line, but both sides, it's going to be an electric game with Arlen Bruce, Jackson Daly for Southeast Polk, the kid going to Iowa we talked about from Southeast Polk, Brody Breck. Coaches mentioned the player of the game that Bauer. What a night he had. I think Arlen Bruce, putting him at tailback tonight in the second half, made a difference.
Yeah, we talked about adjustments in the second half. Well, Dowling took the opening kickoff of the second half, leading 14-3, and took a lot of time off the clock. Matter of fact, they had the ball for half of the third quarter, but came up empty when they attempted the field goal. The field goal by the Maroons was just off to the left, but it was in the ballpark, and that might have been the difference of the game. That one possession for the Maroons, because Ankeny comes back and they score two touchdowns on consecutive possessions.
Yeah, they fought back, but that drive, that Dowling had to get down there at the end and get that tying field goal. What a time-consuming. Dowling did what they needed to do to neutralize Ankeny as much as they could, because Ankeny's got an outstanding ball club.
Yeah,
and,
there's no question.
There was, Dowling was going to have to play their best game, play above their best game by a couple notches, which they did to get to overtime. And, this is a really good ball club, that Ankeny Hawk team. And Dowling, I honestly, going into the game tonight, I didn't think overtime. We'd be clawing. We'd be lucky to be within a touchdown.
Right.
No, there's no question.
Well, that third quarter, Brecht ended up scoring. They took it down 7 plays, 80 yards. Dowling gets it back. The Maroons leading 14-10. They get it back, and they have to they give it up. And then Ankeny comes back with a 7-play drive, tapped off by Brady McCullough's 25-yard touchdown from Jace Bauer, a nice throw, and Ankeny takes the lead. And then the Maroons had the ball in the final possession for them, and they get a field goal by Jake Calvert from 23 yards out, tied at 17. And that last minute and 39 seconds after Dowling scored the field goal, here comes Ankeny, and they get it down to about the 30, and that field goal is just left. It had plenty of distance, but it was just left by Ankeny's Pelham. And then we go to overtime, and both teams score in the first overtime, and Ankeny scores first in the second overtime, and Dowling throws the interception. Game over. Hawks win 31-24. We got to take a break, go to our post-game show, guys, but what a game we saw. hopefully our listeners had fun with it and had a chance maybe to watch a little bit on TV, because this was not a game to miss. It was a great game and two good coaching staffs, great talent by both clubs. And it's Ankeny moving on to play Southeast Polk. Hawks beat Dowling 31-24. We'll move to the postgame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio from the Unidome in Cedar Falls.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for sponsoring Dowling Catholic High School football. In business since 1951, Skeffington's Formal Wear offers quality service, style, and selection, providing tuxedos, suits, and casual groom attire for weddings, proms, and any other special occasion. Skeffington's Formal Wear, with convenient locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Davenport, Coralville, and Ankeny. All locations are family-owned and operated by members in their respective communities, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
And we're back here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls, and what a final as Ankeny upends Dowling 31-24 in two overtimes. The game ended with an Arlen Bruce interception of Jackson Smolik pass of Dowling. And Ankeny will play Southeast Polk next Friday, 7 o'clock right here at the Unidome. Another CIML final in the 4A championship game. Last year it was Dowling and Valley. This year it's Southeast Polk and Ankeny. I'm Mark Amadale, joined by Matt Maindring, John Chido making his way up from the floor of the Unidome. And John, what can you take away from let's talk about halftime. Maroons go into halftime. We talk about adjustments. Dowling came out, took the opening kickoff of the second half, and took half the clock of the third quarter. 12 minutes are on the clock, and they had it for about 6 minutes and missed a field goal on a fourth down play, and then Ankeny comes back and scores two consecutive touchdowns, but little adjustments. Arlen Bruce got more involved in the game than just 3 touches that he had in the first half. He got a lot of touches here in the second half.
Get him involved offensively and get the ball in his hands, and that's exactly what they did. And the success they were having is he was able to cut back and find those little holes in the Dowling's interior defensive line, and had a lot of success with that. But what a performance by Chase Bauer and Arlen Bruce. It just, I can't say enough about their play tonight, and that's why Ankeny is where they're at. Is Brody Breck, kids, Arlen Bruce, and then you take away the defensive side of the ball for Ankeny too. They had some nice plays, but I thought our kids played great. I mean, they're right in there. Unfortunately, we couldn't put that touchdown on the board and settle for the field goal. That was a big play by Ankeny's defense, putting pressure on Jackson there, and then to force a field goal. But I thought our kids played exceptionally well tonight.
I thought the Maroons played very well. They had good poise, and that starts with the sophomore quarterback. Jackson Jackson Smolik's had a lot of playing time this year. He and Jake Steingraber sharing the duties, and it really paid off here. And he showed a lot of poise. Now he'll be the go-to guy next year going into the season. But Jake could not play tonight, unfortunately, and Jackson held his own. I thought he made some pretty good reads. There were some things he didn't do, but he didn't do anything to hurt you. And he did throw into some coverages that you wouldn't normally do, but he didn't do anything to hurt you. And you got to tip your hat to Ankeny and Coach Rick Nelson. Their kids played well, and they played a pretty good Dowling team. That'll be a good test for them next Friday night when they take on Southeast Polk. They played against a pretty formidable opponent. Southeast Polk, a one-sided win tonight over Pleasant Valley, which both teams undefeated. You wouldn't expect that, but I really get that out of that. This will help Ankeny next week. It really will.
Yeah. I go back. I just want to go back and say, Jackson Smolik, I think, played his best football game tonight of the year. And he just did an outstanding job from start to finish. And in the second overtime, you're trying to make a play. You're throwing it to your playmaker,
right,
Louis Brooks, and you're the kid you want to try and make the play to win the football game. And they take Arlen Bruce out there and put him on him, and to have the ability to do that. And Arlen Bruce made a good play, and But the Maroons were impressive tonight. I don't think anybody thought that they were going to be where they were at the end of the football game.
No, there's no question. Well, it was an achievement. I'm going to give you a little history here, Mark, and
I'm
see
listening.
if you remember. Okay, November 13th, 1987.
Oh my goodness.
Bettendorf Dowling. State title game 7-6. It was that
in
same
that
end zone.
Yeah.
It was a fade pattern that ended the game for Dowling.
It was over, yeah.
And here we are, November 13th.
That was one of the many
2020.
runner-up finishes Dowling had.
Yeah.
They've had 7 in a row state championships, plus add another 2, add another 3. They've had 10 state titles since then, so that's good. But, it happened in that same end zone. Hey, I want to talk about the Dowling defense. And Coach Bossum and that group do a tremendous job up front. We saw Pettis and Patton all over in the backfield. And, when you can put another quarterback like Bauer, who's tremendous talent for Ankeny, get him, worked up a little bit. We saw that a lot in the first half.
Yeah.
And I know Townsend played linebacker. Sure you missed Kriegshauser out with the MCL injury. Townsend stepped in very admirably. They had to turn around and play offense at times tonight a little bit for Dowling. But I thought those guys did a tremendous job against a very good Ankeny offensive line.
They really did. The defense in that first half, I went back and looked, and we held them to the Maroons held them to 3 points. The only other team that was able to do that was Waukee, I believe, and it was in their only loss. And other than that, they hadn't been held. It was 14, 21, 20. I mean,
sure,
just a dynamic job by that defense in the first half to give that offense an opportunity to get on the board, put them in position to win a football game, and the defense did.
Well, they certainly did. Again, Ankeny the winner tonight, 31-24 in 2 overtimes. The game ends on an interception by Ankeny's Arlen Bruce as he out-jumped Louis Brooks for the ball, and the game ends there in the end zone. And Ankeny off to the state championship game next week. We're going to take our final break and come back from the Unidome in Cedar Falls alongside Matt Maindring and John Chido. I'm Mark Amadale. The final, Ankeny 31, Dowling 24 in 2 overtimes here at the Unidome. And Ankeny next week will face Southeast Polk. The Rams a 50-10 win over Pleasant Valley in the earlier 4A semifinal. We'll be back to wrap things up from the Unidome here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio and Dowling Catholic Sports is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic. With 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling graduate, and Dr. Craig Harper, the Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at 60th and Ashworth in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610 or online, ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
CPCustomHomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
And welcome back to the Unidome here in Cedar Falls, as this will be our final segment of the high school football season as Ankeny defeats Dowling 31-24 in 2 overtimes here at the Unidome. Ankeny moves on to play Southeast Polk next Friday night. Alongside Matt Maindring and John Chido, I'm Mark Amadale. And gentlemen, what a year it was. And this has been unusual. We were 4 Friday nights. We had the night off. Of course, one of those Friday nights we did have a Thursday night game, but you don't have that too often. You talk about routine, and I think Tom Wilson, who talked about that with us, with me rather before the game, said, there is no routine with COVID. You don't know what's going to happen. And forfeited games, games delayed, but here we're playing. We're playing tonight, and hopefully all the teams that won today, because all the classes have went through except for tomorrow. They have, I think, three or four remaining tomorrow. Hopefully they'll all be able to play for a state title next week, starting on Thursday and ending on Friday, because the state tournament is over next Friday. So hopefully that'll happen. But what an unusual year, and what an interesting year for the kids. Matt, you're there in the school, and it's just been a different year, but yet we're still playing, and that's the main thing. And Ankeny is going to play, and so will Southeast Polk next Friday. Congratulations to them.
Congratulations to them. 2 great football teams, and very deserving to be where they are next week. I think it's safe to say that for Coach Wilson and the staff, and that this has probably been the most draining football season that they've ever coached, and you can just see it. And Coach Wilson gets a lot of accolades as the football coach and winning program and everything else. But I'm here to tell you, I see it every day. What he's done for our athletic program through this COVID environment is just amazing. Because he works hand in hand with Polk County, playing everything by what's supposed to happen, designing practice so that you don't have anybody within. You create breaks every 10 minutes. Kids, so there's no what I want to say, exposure, so we don't have quarantine issues, all of that added stress, and then spread that across all the programs, and so my hats, I tip to Tom and everybody else on the staff, as this was the most trying fall that they've ever had to navigate through.
Yeah, and I think a lot of coaches and administrators and teachers will echo all that because they've all been doing it, and it's just been a balance. You've got to throw in, the health. Yep. And, what was it, 5-7 years ago, we were talking about concussion protocol and making the game safe. We're talking about football now, making the game safer. Now you add the health aspect, and how can they play? They're in contact with every single play. This isn't like golf. This isn't like baseball, softball. And how can you do this? Well, they did. And it's a hats off to the teachers, administrators, and everybody out there. And as you mentioned, Tom's one of the best, and he certainly took that. And the guy next to you can tell you all that. He did it with the 8th grade group. It was a short season, as it normally is. But, Johnny, you know how that all goes. And you and Coach Flood and Coach Hagan and all the guys there at the 8th grade level, you see that. It is difficult to do. On top of just coaching, you got to be the health department or the acting health department, and so be it. But you've done a great job, and it's tough to do. What a year.
Yeah, Andy Jepson said at halftime, I was shocked that we were even able to play 8th grade football. I thought we'd be the first one to go, and for able to play the games we played and have a season was just amazing. And that's throughout the whole program. You remember, we had a number 1 team ranked in the state of Iowa in baseball that couldn't finish the season because of COVID.
That's true.
And, it's just amazing what Dowling has and Coach Mannering and Coach Wilson and the Dowling staff and everybody has done to allow things to happen for all programs, not just football. It's just exceptional.
And I know Polk County put out something today, and I would just implore everybody that's listening, wear your mask, do the sanitary things. And I know we hear it over and over again, but, we do it all day long in the building, and it works. You have to do it on the weekend. And I know we're all getting fatigued. Mm-hmm. We're getting fatigued by it, but it's more important right now than ever, and it's a shout-out, more importantly, to the healthcare people, the people that are working in our hospitals right now. They are overburdened, and we just need to do our part as citizens to help them out and limit our contacts and exposures.
It's going to be a tremendous push this winter because winter sports are at stake. There's talk of a lot of talk about maybe not having them right away, but hopefully they will. But we've all got to do our part, and hopefully we are. And I know I look forward to doing the basketball games, but there may not be any to do. There may not be any bowling. There may not be boys swimming or girls and boys basketball or wrestling.
Right.
Those are all on the docket here this winter, and hopefully we'll come up with something. But, everybody's got to do their part, not just during the week, on the weekends. And that's where a lot of this stuff is festered.
You're exactly right. Even they didn't think we could do football.
Yeah.
They didn't think we could do any of these sports in September. You can if you take the precautions that are in place, and that's what we can do some of these things. But it's from Friday to Monday morning that are getting us.
Yes.
And that is really where a lot of these exposures are happening, and it's starting to build, and from the kids' perspective, and so it's really making sure that we limit those things and as best we can.
All right. Well, gentlemen, we've got to say goodbye, and I want to thank you, Matt, and you, John, for being part of all the games this year here on Iowa Catholic Radio. I know it was a tough loss for Dowling. Congratulations to Ankeny. But what a run this has been. 7 straight years being in the championship game, 7 straight years winning the championship game. Tonight the Maroons go down in the semis, and hats off to Coach Wilson. And I appreciate all his time he's given to us. You don't have too many coaches that have a microphone stuck into them at halftime and on the post game.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you, Chido.
Yeah.
And he lets us do that. And there's a few people out there. There's a reason why. Bob Wilson is in Indiana. Tom's dad loves those interviews. His mom is, in Monroe, and she's here most of the games. Tonight she's not because she's got issues she's dealing with. So there's reasons like that. We appreciate Tom doing that and all his staff and being accessible to us. And I just appreciate you guys helping out with the broadcast for our listeners, our Dowling family out there, and opponents that listen in.
Yep.
They seem to be entertained. I want to thank you, Matt and John.
For all your work. Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. You make it easy. You tee it up, and we just sit here and I just watch a football game and talk about it.
Right. That's the best thing in the world.
Yeah,
they didn't tell you.
Huh?
They didn't tell you when they hired you from Sheldon that you were going to be the principal and then the radio color guy on Friday nights. Do you have Fridays free, Matt? Because an old football coach like you up there in small town Iowa, hey, you got to be here. We get the Unidome. What?
Yeah.
8 straight years, and you like this. So they even had your name on your seat. It says Dave Marcooley, and then it had a cross over that, and Matt Maindring. I like that. They got their own seats up here.
It's got a big G on it, right? Big Green Bay Packers.
Well,
sign.
we'll work through that. We're going to get that
Keep
changed.
Aaron Rodgers rolling. That's all
right.
Well, gentlemen, on behalf of everybody, thank you. Thanks for being part of the broadcast. I hope everybody, our listeners, enjoyed it, and we'll hope to do it, Lord willing, in another year. And we take this time to reflect, and to the Barnable family, we recognition tomorrow at Grandview, 11:30, little tribute to Tom Barnable. Then afterwards, kind of a drive-through with Susie and the boys and the family after the game. So if you can make it to Grandview and Williams Stadium tomorrow, that's where it's all going to happen. 11:30 for the pregame. And then, of course, at 4 o'clock after the game, we'll do that. And then Tom's funeral will be next week. So our thoughts and prayers with the Barnable family. A member of this fine coaching staff at one time, and now I'm part of a Grandview coaching staff. PE teacher at Dowling and a track coach. We're going to miss you, Tom. I know he's listening because he always listens. And I'll miss him calling. I miss him saying, hey, voice, what's up? And going from there. And I know you guys will as a staff. And we'll get through it.
Yep.
But our thoughts and prayers with Susie and the family of the Barnables. So I just want to mention that. But
yep, well said, Mark. And many prayers and to him and Susan and the boys. It's just
Okay. Well, Johnny, thanks for all you do down there.
Oh, thank
it's
you.
Not easy what a perspective
I'm
we
just
get.
happy we have this coaching staff at Dowling and Tom Wilson and the success that he has achieved and his staff, and another successful year. I know it's not a state title, but it's another successful year, and hats off to Coach Wilson and his staff.
If people take for granted a lot of things, including our daily lives, we take for granted, but you can't take for granted. Getting to the Unidome is one thing, but trying to get into a state title game is another, and Tom has done that, and that's the kids that put in the work.
Yep, I was saying.
And Matt, the guy to our left, John Chido, and Fred Tiernan will start in the weight room with that next group of Dowling kids that we'll see here in a few years. That's where it all starts, the younger programs. And people don't understand that. They don't believe in it, but I'm telling you it works. Yep. Look at Harlan.
Yeah.
They have a few more titles than Dowling. It starts with the younger levels, and you got to put the time in. And those two guys, Fred and Johnny, do that with the weight training. That'll begin here pretty soon, right, Coach?
Well, that's all Fred Tiernan. I'm just glad Coach T lets me be a part of it because he's a well-oiled machine. I mean, he has his I's dotted and his T's crossed.
Yeah, he does.
He's great. Fred is fantastic.
Well, thanks for all the time you put in, Johnny, and appreciate that. Matt,
thank you.
All right.
Hold the fort down, and we may talk to you during basketball season.
Yeah,
we'll have to figure that out.
Look forward to that.
All right. That'll wrap up our broadcast tonight here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Many thanks to everybody, including the Dowling administration, Dr. Dan Ryan, Matt Maindring, my broadcast partner, of course, Julie Bell, who's in the Director Advancement, and Athletic Director and Head Football Coach Tom Wilson. Our thanks to everybody behind the scenes, including the retiring Mary Pick and Mike O'Connor. And
we got to say something to Mary.
Come on.
Mary, I mean, she's retiring. Her last day in the job will be in a week or so here, and we will miss her.
Yes, indeed, and very, very deserved retirement for Mary.
Yes,
and so best of luck, Mary, and we appreciate everything you've done. I've known her a long time, and she does a great job. Our thanks to Jared Seifert. He provided our stats throughout the year, part of the Dowling coaching staff. Father Ryan Andrew, the chaplain at Dowling, and, of course, our halftime guest, Andy Jepson, the CFL, the Catholic Football League president, and he came out and talked a little bit about the Catholic Football League, but more importantly, talking about the memory of Tom Barnable, the Dowling PE teacher who passed away of COVID earlier this week. Our thanks to Jeff Pickett, our studio producer, and our thanks to everybody behind the scenes at Iowa Catholic Radio, including Jimmy Olson, Deacon Tony Valdez, Joe Teeling, Bell Chase, Brian Sweeney, Mike Downer, Matty Marr, and Greg Wishwine. Thank you for helping us stay on the air each and every Friday night. Our thanks to our business writers and supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio for supporting our radio broadcast of Dowling Catholic Sports for 44 years. Also, I'd like to thank the Ankeny High School Administration, Athletic Director Andy Umtham, along with the Ankeny Hawks head football coach Rick Nelson, as the Hawks move on to the championship game against Southeast Polk next Friday night with the win over Dowling tonight, 31-24 in 2 overtimes. Up next, we will have high school basketball here on Iowa Catholic Radio. We'll have the start of the high school basketball season. It'll be right before Thanksgiving. We'll have a girls-only contest as Dowling will take on Mason City from the Dowling Gym on Tuesday, November 24th. Join me for the broadcast here on Iowa Catholic Radio, pregame at 7:30, tip-off at 7:45 from the Dowling Gym. For my broadcast partners, Matt Maindring and John Chido, I'm Mark Amadale. Thank you for listening to the official radio network of Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM, 88.5 and 94.5 FM here in the greater Des Moines area, streaming online at iowacatholicradio.com. For our studio producer, once again, Jeff Pickett, I'm Mark Amadale. Our thanks to everybody involved with our broadcast, and thanks for tuning in to our playoff football broadcast tonight. Again, the final score for the final time, it was Ankeny 31, Dowling Catholic 24 in 2 overtimes here at the Unidome. Ankeny ends Dowling's winning streak in the playoffs at 33 straight. The Maroons conclude their season with the record of 8-2, and Ankeny moves on to face Southeast Polk with the record of 10-1. Thanks for everybody for listening, and again, for Matt Maindring and John Chido, this is Mark Amadale, and so long from the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Have a safe and blessed, faith-filled evening.
Coverage of Dowling Catholic High School football is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, Kemen, Mercy One, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Bows and the Florist. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The proceeding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.